Why?
I don't know.
Why would you have all this branding done? I feel like when I watched the story, it never once said anything about that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They're older
Mhm.
than the Golden Girl, the people that portrayed the Golden Girls.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And the Golden Girls were made to look like our grandmothers. And now these ladies look nothing like grandmothers.
No, they look very plastic.
Yes, they do. And I never really watched Sex in the City. I did see like the first movie. I don't think I watched the second one, but I watched the movie. I enjoyed the movie. Never watched the TV show when it was on. Didn't have HBO at the time. I think that's what it was on. Maybe not. I don't know. Never watched the show, but I did like the movie. I like the series now that it's back.
Why? Tell me what's appealing about it.
Maybe it's because of my age. I have no idea, but it's
You're nowhere close to them in age.
And you know what? I don't know. There's a comedian on there. She's pretty funny. They drink a lot. They are just, I don't know. It's entertaining. It's just entertaining.
So the entertainment that you're explaining is they're drinking.
Yep.
And there's a comedian on it.
Right up my alley, I
I
guess.
feel like there should be a little bit more to that, but okay. The show before was about being a certain age in the city of New York
Right.
and trying to find a man and how hard it was, right? To be a working woman, be all these things that society makes you want to be, right? Pretty, nice shoes, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And also, be good at your job and do all like that. To me, that's what the show was about.
Yeah.
And now I don't know what that storyline is.
And in the movie, she finally marries that man that she chased for so long. And then in the first season, he dies. Now she's single again.
So it's about being a widow and starting over again, or dating in your 70s.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, the idea of a show, like, because a lot of women love that show.
Oh, for sure.
I think Lindsay might be in one of the minorities in her age group that didn't watch that show. And to see it like evolve to things those women are dealing with now. Okay.
I guess that makes sense. But I mean, it ended in 2004. They did 2 big screen movies after that.
They might have done 3.
Yeah,
Why
I
don't they
think
just
so.
let it go, man? You've squeezed that lemon
Ooh,
dry.
clearly not.
Apparently not.
They got a second season, apparently.
Okay.
I've never been a Sarah Jessica Parker fan. I don't think she's incredibly pretty, and I know some of you are going, nay, but it's just not my cup of tea, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not saying she's hideous.
No.
Just don't find her attractive.
Is it Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Is who she's married to or whatever. So
Yeah, the killer.
yeah, good for him. She's still alive.
He is. He's a killer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He killed 2 people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
With his car.
I only had to pay like a $43 fine or something like that. It was
Stupid.
ridiculously low.
It pays to be Ferris.
Yeah, right.
And I've watched the original, and I'm like, it's fine.
Mhm.
I like shows about people trying to evolve in life.
Yeah.
Right. I find them. I don't like reboots. It feels exhausting.
I'm with you right there. And it seems like they seem
Feels
to be
forced.
rebooting everything. Yes.
I think people say that all the time.
Oh, I mean, think about it. There was a run for a while. Tried to reboot MacGyver. Okay. Tried to reboot Knight Rider. Okay. Both failed miserably. I think they're in the process of rebooting or have rebooted and it failed. Magnum PI.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum
yeah.
Leap is another one as well.
I think they've always done that with shows.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any. Like, think about growing up, okay, in the 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s,
Mhm.
okay? Think of any of those shows from our time period that were rebooted from the 60s, 70s. They never rebooted Andy Griffith or the Waltons, okay?
No, but they would bring it back for short little stints.
As reruns?
No.
Really? Maybe I don't remember all that. I don't remember all that. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. It seems like after it was like 2010, everything just bring it on back, reboot it, or remake it in some way. We're going to ride the coattails of this name because, people our age grew up with that sort of thing. And we want want to expose our own children to that because we associate it with a certain memory and we want them to have the same certain memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of those shows, as they were awesome for us growing up, you try watching them now and they're trash. Try watching MacGyver now. I have. And
I watching Quantum Leap.
Listen, I'm one of those guys. I love those older shows, those older TV shows, but some of them, why don't you bring back Airwolf then? If we're just going to reboot stupid shows, why don't you bring back Airwolf? Why don't they do a remake of Iron Eagle, all 3 of the movies?
Well, right. Well, movies or TV shows.
Either way.
You're jumping around a little bit.
Either way, that's the same thing.
I mean, A Star is Born is been redone like 4 times.
That's fair.
Right. So
same way with the Hulk. The Hulk was done 3 times. The Incredible Hulk with 3 different lead people.
I think a couple things. One, there's so much more avenues of content.
Okay.
Compared to when we were young, maybe.
So far as like Netflix, Hulu, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That kind of
cable was introduced.
Okay.
So it was still new. Nobody knew to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They just did syndication.
Right.
And so there's a hunger to create content.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So they have to do that. And they're doing it to a group of people. Who's the biggest users of that content? Well, our age group.
Right.
So you try to cater to that. Right?
Okay.
Dirty Dancing was redone.
Yeah.
So I think there's this thing that we say as we get older that like, people used to be kind. No, they didn't. People have always been assholes.
Right.
People have always canceled people and things. Like, that's always been a thing.
It's true.
We just, get all Clint Eastwoody. And they're like, yeah.
And it's probably because we see it a lot more than we did back in the day with social media, more news outlets, this and that. It's just, it's brought up more often because we see it more often than we used to.
Star Trek is a classic reboot.
Okay. I won't say reboot because there's been several different versions. Maybe you have the original.
Reboots.
No, they're not reboots. It's just different chapters of the saga. Okay, so you have like the original Star Wars or Star Trek with William Shatner, right? The TV show. Then you did all those movies. Then you got the Next Generation, and then you got like Babylon 9.
What's the difference between that and Sex and the City?
Because it's different cast, different people, different same basic theme, same basic setting, different stories. Okay,
but it's the same story.
It's essentially yes.
It's still to Star Trek.
But with Sex and the City, it's the same exact people, actors, exact same characters, exact same storyline. There's really not
I don't know if it's the
much
exact same
difference.
storyline.
I mean, you're looking at a writer in New York who's trying to date.
Yeah,
and I'm imagining that this new one is the same way. They're just older. It's an older writer that's in New York trying to date.
Does she? You said you watched the first season?
Yeah.
Does she swipe right? Is she doing the whole Tinder thing?
Actually, I think she did join a dating app this time.
And then
around
she's
after
old
her
and
husband-
needs like some young kid on the street to help her figure it out.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
How do I upload a picture?
No, and now she joins a podcast.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, so
Yeah.
now instead of her just narrating over it, she's narrating into a podcast.
Oh God.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Slight changes to make it hipper.
Yeah.
Back on the market.
I want to see the podcast. I want to see the show when they were married and were like arguing about what to have to dinner and then going to bed and like, is he cheat? Like, that's what I want to see.
Mhm.
I want to see boring married life.
Yeah. Well, I think that they actually wrote him off the show because the actor that plays Mr. Big was going through some.
No, he died. I think, didn't he die?
No, he had some issues.
I
in
remember
real
that.
life.
Yeah.
Some
People were like, "Ooh, he's
allegations
a
against
predator."
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris North is still
Yes.
alive at 68 years old.
How old Sarah Jessica Parker? Gimpy?
Old as F.
She's got, I'm going to
All right,
she was like
let's take a guess.
50 something when she did the
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
She's got to be
60.
70?
Well, either the wiki is lying or we're just all jacked up. It says here that she's 58 years old.
Yeah.
What?
Sarah Jessica Parker, 58 years old. Kim Cattrall, the slutty hooer of Sex in the City, 66 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So SJP's 58.
Yeah.
And how old was the cast of Golden Girls?
Okay. Like when they casted it? Or like as like on the TV show or in real life, I guess is the question I'm asking.
In real life would be the question.
At the time.
Yeah. They were both 63 when the series began. The character Rue McClanahan was the youngest, being 51.
That's the age that they portrayed or were actual
We're
ages.
at when the show.
I thought Estelle Getty was the youngest and actually
But she
portrayed the oldest. Yeah.
I'm just reading what it says.
The soap lasted for 4 seasons.
Soap? That's a soap?
That's what this article considers Golden Girls. That's the first line I read. Soap lasted for 4 seasons and
Soap is a
marred.
TV show.
Soap opera.
No, Soap. There was a TV show
you're
called
right.
Soap.
The sitcom conceptualized by writer Susan Harris before the Golden Girls. She was most renowned for creating the series Soap. Oh, see, it helps to read that line above the one, along with soap operas such as The Young and the Restless. How about that? Learning something about the Golden Girls.
It's what we do here. We're educating you.
You are absolutely correct.
Tickets to Nitro Circus. Yep, we got some. We'll try and get those to you at 7:30. We'll see what Gimpy wants to talk about. We got Conspiracy Theory Thursday. Mike Malago join us, talk Tulsa Drillers. We got top list of things to do when the power goes out. Qualifying for golf and beer for a year. Yep, we're going to do that as well every hour for a chance to win a case of Corona Premier Light Beer and a round of golf for 2 at Birdie Bay every month for the next 12 months. Getting qualified happens every hour with us, so we'll do that again very soon. When we come back, news quickies.
Let's rush. More of the Big Man Morning Show is next. 97.5 KMO.
Or day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
That is incorrect, Corbin. Wildflower is a day spa. All right, Clover Patch, Tulsa, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct.
What's the score?
6-8, Corbin's
Okay.
lead. All right, the Merry Mind, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary. Lindsay.
Spa?
Lindsay. The Merry Mind is a dispensary. All right, the Relax Station, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary. Corbin.
That is a spa.
That is correct. Corbin is up 9-6. Path to Wellness, day spa or dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Dispensary?
Lindsay, Path to Wellness is a
Oh,
day
I'm
spa.
sorry. I thought you said packed.
Oh, yeah. Was that the
wellness.
problem?
No, I thought you said packed.
Sure, yes. Let me enunciate a little bit more, shall we? All right, let's see here. Heirloom, day spa or dispensary? Heirloom, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That's a dispensary.
Corbin, Heirloom is a day spa.
Mm.
You're still in the lead, 9-6. He's okay. Tulsa Garden, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Day
Spa.
spa or dispensary. The Tulsa Garden is a day spa. Good job, Lindsay.
Score.
We're looking at 9-7, Corbin's lead. Bella Roma Medical, day spa or dispensary? Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin, Bella Roma Medical is a day spa. Stonebrook, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Yes, you are correct, Lindsay. We are now 9-8, neck and neck. Who is going to win, day spa or dispensary, and walk away with a big, big prize? Stone Age Meds, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. The Stone Age Meds is a dispensary. Uptown Wellness, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. Uptown Wellness is a dispensary.
Really?
We only got 2 left here.
Okay.
All right. So we got a chance to tie it and a breaker if we can do this. All right. Pura, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin is correct. Pura is a dispensary, puts him with the win, 10-8. I'll go ahead and give you the last one, see if you can guess it. Stonebrook, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay would have been correct, which wouldn't matter because it's 10-9. Corbin is the big winner. Congratulations, Corbin.
What I get?
You want to know what you got?
Yeah.
My friend, I tell you, you have won my leftover potatoes. That's right, Corbin. I had
Listen,
dinner last night.
I love it. That's awesome, man. I'm actually kind of hungry, so I think that's a fantastic
This is
gift. And
perfect.
you're not a horrible cook,
No.
so that's great. But I just think it's just an honor to win. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lindsay. She put in a valiant effort.
Listen,
And
Corbin,
I just appreciate the competitiveness. And I'm just one guy on a team, and we're just a team trying to make the thing happen. And it's an honor to be a part of the Ford Truck Series, and anything I can do to make this Hilton Hotel team do the best I can.
Well, Corbin, I'm glad that you accepted and decided to give your prize of potatoes to the loser of the game, but that's not all that you're going to win. All right. So not only do you get my leftover dinner from last night, my potatoes and a little bit of steak with some cheese on top, I'm also going to hook you up with a 6-pack of Twisted Tea.
Oh.
Set right up front because nobody wants it. So
Yeah.
I grabbed a pack and you get
Yeah.
to take it home with
Again, you put
Twisted
zero
Tea.
effort into the prize.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just real grateful that this Hilton Honors team did the best they could, and we'll make sure part of the Ford Truck Series continues. So I'd like to give it to my second place. His second isn't winning. So
All right.
Twisted Tea is a great beer fridge for guests.
Right,
item.
right. Well, congratulations, Lindsay. You got yourself some old mushed potatoes and some warm Twisted Tea for losing on Day Spa or Dispensary.
this says I'm about to get divorced from my wife of 10 years because I made a stupid mistake and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, slept with some woman, and almost immediately the guilt took over me. She has told me it's over, but I have to try. What can I do to get her to give our marriage a second chance? 918-460-KMOD. Bmms. Then whatever you think he should do to 82945. Let's entertain the idea. What are some things he could do? How about a vacation?
Ooh.
You and me, let's have a vacation. Let's go to some beautiful exotic place and talk out my inability to keep my penis in my pants.
Yeah.
Having kids usually fixes that
Some
situation.
Yeah.
that maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to do that.
Vacations are nice. Absolutely.
Can you work on a
But-
problem on a vacation, Lindsay?
I don't think so. Because
This
once
isn't a
you get
problem. This is a
back-
crack in the foundation.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because once you get back, everything's right there, Yeah.
What are some other
And-
things he could try?
I think he
Entertain the
begs,
idea.
goes
No
on
bad ideas.
hands and knees and
Begs?
begs. What do you want me to? I will do anything you want me to do.
Yeah. Horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody, right? And this is why. Because you want to fix it, you have to come up with ideas. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fix it. Why do I have to tell you how to fix your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Not just this, any scenario. If you have to go to the person and be like, tell me what I have to do to fix this, then you shouldn't be in it. It's a horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody to try and rectify a problem. Because it means you don't know. You haven't even entertained ideas.
Right.
How about a candlelight dinner?
That's
It's not
good
enough.
and gravy and all, but the distractions there, man. You're not going to be able to enjoy your candlelight dinner. You're not going to be able to do much of anything fun, a vacation or anything like that because, there's a giant elephant in the room.
Again, we're just trying to convince
Mm-hmm.
for a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
What about a spa day?
Sure. I'll go ahead and let you spend your money on me so I can go and feel better.
Yeah, is he
about
going to send
myself.
her on a spa day? I know. I think he needs to go to her and definitely he needs to know from her what she expects from him,
I don't think.
what he wants her to
Come
do.
on,
What-
Lindsay.
yeah,
Come
no.
on. Come on, Lindsay.
Taking
Come on,
her-
Lindsay.
What?
What he expects of her.
What
Don't have
she
sex with
wants him
other
to do.
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what the expectation is.
Absolutely. But he's done it. He's done the damage.
Yeah, so we're
Right.
talking
He's
about a
done the
second
damage.
chance.
Exactly.
So what do we're just talking about crazy ideas.
Yep.
Commit to
Yeah.
an idea, Lindsay.
Yeah. So going on vacation, sure, it's nice, but now he gets to go on a vacation too. Like, it's almost like, I don't know if I want to go on a vacation with you right now.
Hall pass. You want a crazy idea? Give her a hall pass.
There,
Give her
yeah.
an opportunity to even Stevens this thing.
Mhm. And she doesn't have to tell him about it. Ever.
Well, no, she knows about his, so I feel like it has
It's
to be
only
even.
fair, yeah.
If it's even, it's even.
No.
Why do you not get to tell anybody?
Maybe she doesn't even take him up on it. He'll never know.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Let him wonder. Did she or didn't she?
yeah. Usually works.
Hey, usually does.
Yeah.
Withholding information.
Yeah. People have already texted him what my feelings are on this. To me, it's quite clear. But they are asking.
Yeah.
Right? They are going, what's some scenario? What's a scenario? What is a possibility? Brandon is on. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. News quickies are stories you may have missed in the news, but we cover them here and put a link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/BMMS69.
It's time for News Quickies, world news, local news, and news that just makes you say, what the Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with what's going on. News Quickies from the Big Man Morning Show at 97.5 KMOD.
McDonald's employee throws drink in customer's face in a wild fight. This happened in Sydney, Australia a week ago today, and there's a video of it. A McDonald's employees fighting back against a disruptive customer at one of its stores. The video has gone viral. McDonald's say it's not in accordance with its policies for employees to retaliate, but says there is more to the story. In the video, you see a man standing at the register making an order, and all of a sudden a drink gets thrown in his face and it goes everywhere. But what we don't see, what we don't know and later learn, is that this same customer was in the store earlier that day threatening the employees. Apparently they came back into the kitchen and was threatening the crew.
Crossed the sacred threshold of the counter.
Behind the counter, disrupting the kitchen and threatening them. And they say the behavior of our employees in this video is not in accordance with our policies. And we are looking into this with the restaurant. We will always do our best for our customers, but we won't accept abuse, intimidation, threats, or violence towards our employees. New South Wales, Australia police confirmed that they attended the Wynyard Station store after they were told a 23-year-old man had been assaulted. Police arrested a 17-year-old boy and a 15-year-old boy on George Street a short time later, and both teenagers were taken to Day Street Police Station where they were dealt with the Young Offenders Act.
They got what they deserved.
Yeah. Yeah. The comments.
And some punk kids.
The comments under the video were like, that kid's lucky it wasn't fryer grease that they threw in his face. Someone comes into my place of business and threatens me.
They're going to throw fry grease on?
I guess so.
I feel like that's a heftier charge, man. You could probably get a slap on the wrist by throwing a shake if it's working, or a soda at them. But fry grease, man, now you're causing major burns.
No
Okay.
kidding.
I mean, that's just as bad as throwing hot coffee or boiling hot water on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I just
They're
don't.
probably even worse.
I just don't understand the idea of threatening somebody who makes minimum wage at like a fast food joint.
Yeah.
It's ego.
I think it's I mean, of course it's ego, but it's almost like I'm better than you type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You little whatever.
Whether you're an immigrant or a
that's the word I'm
child
looking for,
or whatever. Like you're making barely any money. Fine, quit another job. That is not, that's not a very kind way to live life.
No.
Some people's kids, man.
It's just fries.
Yeah.
It's just no ketchup.
Yeah, but still, it's my fries. It's my ketchup. You are getting in my way. You are ruining my day.
I'm not saying you got to accept the no ketchup if that was your thing.
Right.
I'm saying you don't have to go behind the counter and yell at him, like, yell?
Right.
Threaten
What
him?
are you, stupid?
Right. Literally ruining
I
people's
might be.
days.
That's why I'm working this job.
There you go.
I might need to be working a job like this because it's the only one I can get because, I can't see very well.
Right.
And I get my benefits. And they treat me well here.
And I'm happy. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
Man steals vibrator and condoms from Target. Cops got a call. Cops down in Florida got a call about a shoplifter from Target's loss prevention. So when they show up, they found this 46-year-old dude named David Romero. He was backing his truck out of the parking spot that he was in. And they start talking to him or whatever. Well, they find out that old Davy boy here has a couple of previous warrants. So they go ahead and cuff him and put him back in the car. As they're putting him in the back of the cop car, a small pink vibrator falls out of his pants. And that happened to be one of the things that loss prevention had said was stolen. They seen him steal it. So they start searching his truck. And in the truck, they found all kinds of good stuff. They found Trojan and skin condoms. They found Hello Cake lubricant. They found a bottle of Promacet, which is a climax control spray. The loss prevention officer told the cops that he had hid the items in a piece of shapewear that he didn't pay for either. The cat ended up paying like $16 for nearly $200 worth of stuff. Okay. So they go ahead and they ask him, they're like, hey, what's with all this weird sex stuff in your car, man? And he told the cops that he was working all day the day before and he was going to go home and use them on his wife because he had, couldn't celebrate Father's Day properly.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, I was going to go home and, use them on my wife tonight. Well, he ended up going to jail, ended up not using those products on his wife. Nonetheless, they took him in on misdemeanor theft. And it says here that he's facing 2 other charges, one of which involves 5 separate shoplifting incidents at a nearby Walmart. The cat's got a problem.
I didn't know that you could get vibrators at Target.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Walmart. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go to like Walmart or Walgreens or CVS. They have a crazy section of, they don't call them adult toys.
Mm.
Right.
They call them sexual aids or something like that.
Marital aids.
Yeah. You're like, damn.
Yeah. You're not going to find a giant rubber fist at a Walmart.
Yeah.
But you can find like vibrating rings and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Simple little
Pocket rocket. Yeah.
massagers, quote unquote.
Yeah,
massagers.
yeah.
You're not going to get something that whirls around and has 6 different speeds and will, grate your cheese while you're at it.
The problem is that you got to ask an employee to come unlock it.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
do.
you have to ask an employee to move in the direction towards the case and unlock it,
Yeah, you do.
which is, definitely not uncomfortable.
Awkward.
While everybody else gathers around. So what'd you get there, huh?
Yeah.
Getting some condoms? Gonna have some fun, huh?
Passenger shoots Uber driver thinking she was abducted. So this happens in West Texas. An Uber passenger shot the driver who she thought was kidnapping her. The 48-year-old who was visiting El Paso from Kentucky told cops that she saw road signs for the Mexican border town of Juarez and panicked. The 52-year-old driver is on life support, not expecting to live, with a bullet wound to the head.
Oh, my.
Investigators say the driver was following the correct route. There's no signs that he was trying to abduct his passenger. She's now under arrest.
Oh, good.
So she said she was driving and she thought she saw Juarez. So she was like, oh my gosh, he's taking me to Mexico, pulls out her gun, poof. And then this is where she definitely messed up. She took a picture, sent it to her boyfriend, then called her boyfriend who was like, you have to call the police.
911 was not the first call that she made.
It was like the third step
Oh,
Oh
geez.
no.
because she took a picture, texted, well, fourth, took a picture, texted to her boyfriend, called her boyfriend.
Oh my God, you would not believe what I just had to do.
I just stopped an abduction. Whoa. What? Tell me about it. We were driving down the road and I saw the sign that said Juarez and I thought it was gonna be abduction. So I pulled a gun to shave. You have to come get me. I'm saying no, that's just the sign.
Yeah.
What?
Uh-oh.
Who gave you a gun?
Police believe that she was just influenced from social media and the narratives that you see on social media about how dangerous border towns are and people are being abducted,
Okay.
which is it does happen.
Yes.
Mhm.
It is not common.
Right. And I don't think your Uber driver is going to be, the one in disguised. It's a cartel member disguised as an Uber driver.
It could,
Now
but it's
that I thought
trackable.
it out, yeah, it is.
But it's trackable.
Sure enough.
It isn't
Yeah.
like just taking you at a four-way stop or you're got a flat tire on the side of the road.
Right. We show here that, Missy left with, Jorge at 12:15 to go to X place. Yeah, that makes sense.
All these stories are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/BMMS69.
You're listening to the Big Mad Morning Show. This is
Some people do that. Some people think that because they feed their dogs table scraps or popcorn or whatever,
Yeah.
that they can do that with your dog.
That's good that your dog's stomach is adapted to that, but now you're going to make your friend's dog crap all over their house because it's not used to that.
Showing up empty-handed.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, do I have to bring potato salad every time I come over?
No?
Exactly.
No, I always take something.
Yeah. I always take a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Always.
All right. I usually got my medicine on me, so that just works out perfectly.
Yeah, but that's not extra, right? Like I said, it's like offering him a cigarette.
Right. I don't have to share with you, though. That's the thing. I don't have to.
Yes, but you're not going out of your way is the point, right?
Listen, I'm the guy that goes to Walmart and gets the cookies for the potluck that we're having here at work, okay? Do you expect more from me?
Yeah, I think if you go to someone's house and they're making, like, let's just say dinner still,
Mhm.
you got to take something.
Mm.
Yeah.
I did. I brought
Even
my
a
appetite.
dessert or wine, whatever.
Yeah.
Something.
It's just manners, Gimpy, right?
Right. Yeah, sure.
No?
Listen, y'all invited me over. Okay, cool. I'll come over and have dinner. That's all right. Doesn't mean I have to bring a bottle of wine or a 6-pack or a bottle of anything for that fact. That's that. Unless you say so. Hey, BYOB, bring a bottle, bring a side item. We'll get the main course. That happens to me a lot. We got the main courses. Come on over for barbecue, whatever. Bring a side item. All right, cool. Tater salad it is.
I've never gone to someone's house
Mhm.
and like looked around and said to myself, "That's so dirty here."
Oh.
Ugh,
Wow.
No.
Knows at you.
because life happens.
Mhm. Depends on the level of the filth, right? If you walk into somebody's house,
If you're
and
a
it looks like
hoarder?
hoarders, yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to your house. I already
Yeah.
know you're a hoarder.
But this is the first time you didn't realize that they were disgusting people or hoarders until you walk into their house,
oh,
right?
no.
You
You
get
can read a
totally
hoarder a
thrown off
mile
guard.
away. No, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
Hoarder.
Yeah, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
You just tell by the way they dress, their lack of showering.
or by their vehicle.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, right? I think absolutely.
Mhm. But you still don't say anything. You just kind of watch where you sit down, maybe scooch the newspapers or whatever,
Yeah.
paper plates with leftover pizza rolls on them and hang out for a little bit. And I got to go. I got it.
If I'm going to
Kids.
judge, I'm judging, like, I'm going to judge the food.
Mm.
So I'm not going to judge, like, hey, your bed wasn't made.
Mhm.
No.
I'm going to judge, oh my God, you served Brussels sprouts or whatever that is.
Right.
I'm not going to get all like, ugh, you didn't clean for my arrival.
Right. Right. 'Cause you're right. Life happens,
Life
especially
happens.
if you've got small children.
Oh, and you're having a dinner party.
Right. You can expect toys to be all over the place. Now, there's a difference between, a little clutter, kids don't know how to pick up their toys, and your house looks like Ross, dress for less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would think if you're hosting a dinner party, you would want to clean up,
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think.
but that's not necessarily true, especially if you're like, hey, come over tonight. We're having pizza.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza feels like there's no cleaning happening.
Yeah, it's okay to have your laundry still piled up on the back of the couch from like 4 days.
You should
No.
at least pick it up and throw it on your bed,
Yeah.
right? Give me a place to sit.
Right. Just move the panties over. It'll be fine.
It's always like, I've gone and I stopped getting in the car with this person when I went to get in their car and they're like, hold on. And they had to like unload a bunch of stuff from the seat and the floorboard into the back seat so I could sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you invited me to get in your car.
You should have had that fixed up beforehand.
Or
Right.
just don't invite me into your car.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Right? If you don't have a place for me to sit, what are you doing inviting me over?
I just like the company.
I'm not a charity. Yeah. So that would be, I'm judging food. What do you judge? What's your judge when you go to someone's house? If it's like
Cleanliness.
cleanliness.
Mhm.
Probably. Yeah. Especially if you're having a dinner party.
Yeah, I might do that too.
Uh-huh.
Gimpy?
Definitely cleanliness. That it doesn't have to be sparkling like you walk in and everything's ting, 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 no. But if you're inviting people over, dinner party, or just to hang out and have a smoke sesh, you might want to just kind of pick up the bulk of
Smoke
things
sesh.
first.
You're so
right?
bougie. Like,
Yeah.
You're going over get high and you're like, man, the house was so dirty.
Yeah.
So dirty.
Well, yeah, if you gotta, you can't put your soda down or your water down on the table because it's littered with empty cans. and then-
Right.
yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
talking about, man.
Yeah.
Go get a damn trash bag,
But if-
clear off the tables, and it'll be fine.
yes.
I'm not saying you have to run the vacuum.
Right.
All right. Just don't make people come in and be like, oh God. Oh God. And furthermore, Susan, if it smells a little bit, just spray something. Just spray something in the air. You don't want to walk into somebody's house and get hit with a brick wall of stank. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be careful too. Don't go crazy. Right? If you're unloading half a can of Lysol,
Right. You're
Oh,
obviously
gross. Covering up a
something
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Which will reveal itself in a
In
little
due
bit.
time.
Yes.
It's not permanent.
It smells like wildflowers and ass
Yeah. Is it Febreze?
Mhm.
and mold.
Febreze is literally advertised to cover up stink,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
which means you have a problem if there's stink in the
Yeah.
house. What about a toilet bowl that's got a pink ring in it?
I'm not judging that.
Gross.
It's pink mold.
Yeah.
It's mold
Gross.
Yeah.
in the toilet bowl.
Yeah. That's okay.
Ugh.
Now, I mean, there's a difference between is there sitting urine or like, Mr. Hanky, is he taking
Skid
a little
marks.
swim right there?
There's some rubbing is racing.
Ugh.
Right. Like,
Gross.
previous person was a freckler. I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Dude, that happens, bro. That happens in everybody's house. I'm hoping that you would, at least go in there and take that little brush and whirl around a little
Yeah,
bit.
but you didn't.
You didn't exactly. But I mean, it is what it is. Everybody poops. Everybody has that, whatever you may need a knife for. It's okay.
Bidet, dude. Bidet. Bidet.
Right. I get it. That cleans the skid marks off of your end, but I mean, this is down on the porcelain. I don't think it works like that.
Eat some fiber. What's the strangest type of bird that you'd be willing to eat, such as a shoebill stork?
Hmm.
You know what a shoebill stork is, Lindsay?
No.
Look it
I
up.
mean,
Look up shoebill stork. Shoebill stork. It will, if I remember correctly, this is a very bizarre looking bird. It almost looks human like.
Giant
Oh.
honking
It
schnoz.
is terrifying.
Yeah.
It will haunt you in your nightmares. If I remember right, it makes a horrendous sound.
Yeah.
A very loud noise. It's not like a beautiful
Yeah,
chirping
yeah.
or anything. It's a very loud noise.
hmm
The shoebill stork. You see it?
yeah.
Okay, so what is your pick?
Um, Probably a. What's the one? What are the We call him. My husband calls it a Harry Truman, and that's not what its real name. We see,
Dropping bombs?
huh?
Is it just dropping bombs everywhere it
No,
flies?
it's the Now I can't even think of the real name of it. You see them all a blue herring. Is that what it is?
Blue herring.
What? Isn't that a fish?
See them all the time on the.
So it's the ones you see in the ponds, and they got the long
Yes,
legs and stuff
yes.
like that. Yeah.
Piranha.
The heron, yes.
Great blue heron.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
Gimpy?
Can I say big?
Huh?
Big?
Bird.
Big bird. Okay.
Oh.
If we're going like a legit bird,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the flamingo.
Yeah. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see if it tastes like shrimp.
Yeah. Flamingo or
That's
roadrunner.
true.
One of the two.
Yeah. Why not? That sounds fine. Penguin. I'm down for some penguin.
Oh, yeah. Some fricassee penguin.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about it getting, I mean, it's cold. It's right there on the ice.
Right.
Who doesn't? Some good penguin. Yum. I'm going to name some dishes. You give me a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome
Okay.
and 0 being pass.
Okay.
Okay. Lindsay, you're in on this too.
10
Okay.
being
Let's
awesome,
start.
0
Let's
being
start
nothing.
basic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
I don't know.
Lindsay.
Oh, I'm a 10.
Okay. Gimpy.
3.
Okay. Fettuccine Alfredo. You can
10.
You can say 10.
Could I say 11?
Gimpy?
Oh.
What kind? Is it seafood or is it chicken?
This is just the cheese. This is
Just
no
the
chicken. No.
sauce
Yeah.
and noodles?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. Manicotti. So manicotti, for those who don't know, it's a ricotta. Mostly the time it's a ricotta-based filled noodle.
Big ol' honking noodle too.
It's a 6 for me.
Okay.
That's a 0 for me, dog.
Okay. Stuffed shells.
6.
Okay. Gimpy.
2.
Wow.
If that. I'm struggling for a 2, bro.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
3.
Wow. Gimpy.
Who's making it?
Whoever your favorites is.
It's even my mom's lasagna. That would like rank like a 2 or 3 for me.
Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. We were talking about the Uber driver getting shot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I saw an article where you can loan your car out for Ubers. Or was it rentals? Like if you like Gimpy rides his motorcycle a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He could put his car out there for like a rental car scenario. And then and he could make money off of it.
I've heard of with motorcycles and with campers, like RVs and campers
Sure.
and stuff. Even pools, but not your actual
Pools?
Yeah, like Lindsay had a pool at her old house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a program out there to where she could like rent her pool out for a day. Say I'm looking for a pool to go hang out with, a little privacy, don't want to go to the public pool. Me and my friends, I get onto this app or whatever, find Lindsay's house. She charges me $100 for the day or whatever. I can use the pool for the day, send her $100. All is well, clean up my mess and go home.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I do that.
I don't know
Yeah.
either because if something breaks or,
I'm more worried about the bodily fluids in the water, but
Yeah, that's all. Pools are already really gross.
at least you know it's your flavor that's in the pool. Now you got somebody else's floating around there.
I mean, when the rental car thing, I ain't trusting anybody with my car.
No.
Right.
I barely trust the people that drive it to park it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know how I treat a rental.
Right. You know how everybody else would do the same thing.
I've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off when he parks the car.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
Eyes around the world are tuning in for the NBA draft. The league's future stars are being selected tonight at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. French phenom Victor Wembanyama is expected to go first overall to the San Antonio Spurs. The 7'5" center says he's immune to the draft hype surrounding him, which many claim is similar to when LeBron James came into the league. Alabama's Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson out of the
Awesome name.
out of the G League Ignite are the next players likely to be picked after Wembanyama. The Portland Trailblazers select 3rd overall, while the Houston Rockets and Detroit Pistons round out the top 5. 3 teams agreed to a blockbuster trade on the eve of the NBA draft. According to ESPN, the Washington Wizards are completing a 3-way deal with the Boston Celtics and Memphis Grizzlies that will send Marcus Smart to the Grizzlies, Kristaps Porzingis to the Celtics, and Tyus Jones to the Wizards. Porzingis will be opting into his $36 million player option for the 23-24 season. Washington is also acquiring Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala in the deal. The Grizzlies are sending the 25th overall pick in tonight's draft and a protected 2024 first-round pick via the Golden State Warriors to the Celtics. Boston is sending the 35th overall pick to the Wizards. And the NBA is informing its teams of a salary cap increase for the upcoming season. ESPN reports that the league informed teams yesterday of the updated salary cap projections for the next season. The NBA salary cap is projected to be $136 million, with the luxury tax projected at $165 million. The numbers are still just projections and will not be finalized until the NBA's financial audit is completed before the new league year begins on June 30th. And that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original.
Alfredo and the chicken stuff, so good there.
I'll give you that. I'll give you the Italian dish, the cannoli. That's delicious just because it's cheese and powdered sugar.
No. That's the dessert.
I know.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
That's the only Italian food that I really like is a good old cannoli.
We haven't gotten to the real one. Pizza.
I've said it before, and you all thought I was crazy.
1 to 10.
1 to 10, a pizza. That's going to be a 3 for me. So low on the scale, man.
Lindsay.
10.
Yeah.
Always.
Pretty much all those except peppers and onions that we've mentioned are about anywhere between an 8 and a 10 for me.
Really?
See, I love peppers and onions. I don't love the heartburn, but man, it's almost worth the heartburn for me.
A good bolognese pasta.
Italian food. They are the Beatles for me.
A nice short
food.
short rib braised ragu.
Ragu, the sauce in a jar.
So it's just no. So good. I'm telling you, man, Italian food.
I like Young Sheldon way more than the Big Bang Theory.
If you ever say that again, I'm going to call the HR department.
Why? Big Bang Theory is a giant turd.
That's the most offensive thing I think I've ever heard you say.
Young Sheldon it's not the greatest, but it's better than Big Bang Theory.
I am so disappointed in you right now. You've done some things that are pretty crazy, and this might be the most disappointing thing I've ever heard you say.
He was the executive producer of Cowboys and Aliens.
I feel like you and I run in succession on a lot of things, but this Young Sheldon thing has got me twisted.
Have you ever watched an episode?
I've watched enough to go, no.
If I gun to my head, you got to choose one, Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory. I'm going to choose Young Sheldon, man.
No, I'm still a no. I'll pick Big Bang.
Just shoot. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of the girl. She's so hot.
Yeah, but
Kaylee Cuoco.
But everything else about that show negates her hotness.
I can turn it down.
It doesn't matter. You still got all those other dorks.
Doesn't matter.
David from Roseanne and, the old Sheldon. And I'm just like, yeah.
Her and David are the best characters on that show.
I'll give you that. But for the most part, the show is.
By the way, there's some people right now just so twisted up. I didn't pick the Bazing guy or whatever.
Whatever
I don't even know his name.
I never watched either one of those.
I find that shocking.
Yeah. I pick Roseanne over either one of those.
I figured you would be in that market there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you're off a couple decades with Roseanne.
No, or the Connors. I'll watch the Connors over.
Again,
either
I think the
one.
Connors came way late, like almost at the very end
Oh,
Yeah.
the Big Bang?
of Big Bang. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one that she was on with John Ritter.
Yeah.
Parents?
No.
Rules dating my teenage
Yes,
daughter, something
yes.
like that. 16
Nice.
rules to dating my teenage daughter or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
Yes.
Had Peggy Bundy in it as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know that show either.
Yeah, that one was good. Because she played the blonde daughter that you like from
Yeah.
Big Bang. She played his daughter on that.
8 Simple Rules was the
Yes,
name
that
of
was
it.
it.
He
And
doubled
I had to check it. That was a good
16.
series. That was a good
36
series.
rules.
was.
How many rules you need to date your teenage daughter
Yeah.
is, arbitrary. This
Infinite.
guy needed 8. I need like 32.
8. What were the rules of the show for dating the
I
daughter?
don't think they ever said.
I don't either.
Oh, come
I
on.
don't think they ever said.
Come on.
No, I don't think they ever did.
There had to have been. There had to have been rules, right?
Surely. All right, here we go. All right.
That you found it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it had to have been
There
widely
actually
known.
were.
There's a wiki here, so give me just a minute
Okay.
because it says something like bring her home before midnight or something like that.
To me, if you name a show that, it's gotta. There better be at some point you play that out,
Mm.
right?
Right.
Smallville, the TV show Smallville took place
All right.
in Smallville, right?
Sure.
Roseanne, it was about Roseanne,
Mm.
right? They
So-
had to rename it the Connors because Roseanne wasn't on it
That's
anymore.
right.
Like, you can't get in here, you racist bitch. All right, so here's the rules. 8 simple rules for dating my teenage daughter.
From the show.
From the show.
Okay.
Use your hands on my daughter and you'll lose them after. That's rule number 1.
John Ritter is hardly that guy.
Right?
Really?
He might be the nicest character ever on any show, ever.
But that's what they want us to
I-
believe.
I think only
What?
one time he played a character that was really bad, evil.
Okay.
He mostly was the good golly gee guy.
Wow, even on Problem Child, he was
Yeah.
a good.
Yeah.
Was.
He was like he could have been on the SNL. Like he was a what do they call it when a comedian they like hurt themselves and stuff like that? He's that type of comedian.
Okay. Like Chris Farley was,
Chris
where
Farley,
he'd
yeah.
fall over on tables and it wouldn't bother him any at all.
Yeah.
But that's what they want you to believe. Maybe deep down inside, he's really just a mean
Sure,
asshole.
who he is off screen is yeah, but we're talking about the character.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The character is like, oh, we're such a nice guy or whatever, 99% of the time, but you get that 1% that's never shown.
But
you know,
it's kind of like when Kevin Hart threatens you, you go, come on, man.
Yeah.
You don't know he's this badass muscle guy.
right.
Right?
All right. So number 2, you make her cry, I make you cry.
Again, not on brand with John Ritter.
Number 3, safe sex is a myth. Anything you try will be hazardous to your health.
That's just bad parenting. That's just, I mean, they're going to have sex, right? So now you're turning them away from practicing safe sex.
Right now they're going to do it just to spite you,
Yeah.
Dad.
Well, it's not safe.
He's
so-
going to raw dog it just to spite your dad.
God, that word is so awesome. I hate it and love it at the same time.
All right. So number 4, you're looking at bring her home late. There's no next date. Notice how everything rhymes with these rules.
Mhm.
That's on John Ritter brand.
Yeah. Number 5, if you pull into my driveway and honk, you better be dropping off a package because you're sure not picking up anything else.
Who delivers stuff to your house? Who delivers stuff in honks?
I don't know.
No one,
Usually they
UPS?
knock on
No,
the
sir,
door,
no one.
ring a doorbell.
For us,
something like
DoorDash?
Right.
Domino's in the time like that? No, that's not a
Sure.
thing.
that. It says alternative rule number 5, only delivery men honk, dates ring the doorbell once. That was his alternative to the number 5. the
Okay.
honking away.
Oh, okay.
All right, so number 6, no complaining while you're waiting for her. If you're bored, change my oil. Change, not check.
Mm.
I don't know. If you know who John Ritter was, he might mean.
He
Something
did play a
completely
little
different.
fruity fruit on Three's Company.
Worried?
At least to Mr. Furley, Mr. Roper, he
They
was supposed to be.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Number 7, if your pants hang off your hips, I'll gladly secure them with my staple gun.
Mm.
What a
Yes.
dick.
Assault.
Right.
Yeah.
Ka-doom, ka-doom.
Again, not on brand with
Nope,
John Ritter.
not at all.
And lastly, here, number 8 for 8 simple rules of dating my teenage daughter. Dates must be in crowded public places. You want romance? Read a book.
I like it.
Again, that might be the most on brand of all of them
Yeah.
for John Ritter.
Yeah.
I had to look up whether or not John Ritter ever played a bad guy. And the only one I found was his role in the film Bad Santa. Bob Chapesca.
With Billy Bob Thornton?
Yes.
Was he still alive at that time? I mean,
In
apparently the internet says so, but
2003.
okay.
He was out to expose him for the hard drinking, offensive brute that Billy Bob Thornton's role was.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Sure enough. And John Ritter died in 2003. Wow. So shortly after he did that, I guess.
Yeah.
How about that?
I feel like I saw him in a because he was in Sling Blade, if I remember correctly, too. Like he was the friend, he was the father of the boy. Was he evil in that?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But Problem Child, we know him as.
Yeah.
I feel like there was he played Roy Slade. Is that right?
In
No. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. Daniel Whitmus of Leather Falls heard the queue and is qualified for golf and beer for a year. Make sure you're listening every hour to get qualified. You could get in the running for a chance to win a case of Corona Premier Light Beer and a round of golf for two at Birdie Bay every month for the next 12 months. But you got to get qualified. Another chance is happening in 54 minutes. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Patio party number 2 going down tomorrow at the Market Pub, 51st and Memorial. We will have Miller Lite specials. You can sign up to win our Miller Lite prize pack. You must be present to win at the end of the summer. A golf bag, an umbrella, Nikon rangefinder, putter and balls are in there too. Sign up to win tomorrow.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Top of the morning to you, Corbin. Hey, if you want to see me throw the first pitch out at the Drillers game tonight, why don't you go ahead and buy and print your tickets right now at TulsaDrillers.com.
Be around the world, take my strong hand, get on the give train, on the give train. Be around the world, take my strong hand, get on the give train.
Choo choo, here comes the cripple train.
It's like at the last minute, I was like, oh.
I have that problem all the time. Usually it's well before the last minute. Alrighty then. So I'm on the TikToks and scrolling through videos, and there's one that pops up. And it's one of those, these 4 sisters took the same photo for 40 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've probably seen them online. And this song right here is playing behind it, right? Jay-Z, Young Forever. So that got me to just rolling down memory lane. Here's the deal, though, bro. My brother and I, my older brother, are 5 years apart. Okay. So when I was in my 20s, he was in his 20s. I'm in my 30s. He was in his 30s. I'm in my 40s. He in his 40s. So we're very, very, very close.
Right.
Like
Similar interests. A lot of things run in the same direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it got me going down memory lane of all the S that we've been through the 42 years that I've been on this earth. So here's the exercise for this segment that I call Forever Young. Reach back as far as you can and grab your earliest memory. You remember, was it Inside Out, the Pixar movie where they have their memories stored?
Core memories,
yeah. Yeah, and she loses them, whatever, and has to find them back. So reach back and think of that earliest, find that earliest memory. And I've got a couple here, so because I'm catching you guys off guard, and I'm really hoping to hear from some of the older people in the like 60s and 70s, because I want to know, like, way back then, what was life like. So while you guys are thinking about that, don't laugh at me. What's so funny about that?
I just the statement of I want to know what life was like.
Yeah.
Well, yes, because
You know what life was like then.
Well, and actually, I don't. I don't know what life was like in the 50s, in the 40s, in the 60s. I was born in 1980, so I can tell you in 1980 how things was. And yes, everybody's got the same thing. We were babies. We crapped our pants. Our parents changed our diapers. All right. But it's different than that. For example, the earliest memory that I can think of, and doing research on this, they say that you can remember things as far back as 2.5 years old.
Wow.
I always thought it was like 4, 5 maybe. But as I look back, I'm like, okay, I remember there was this one time that I fell asleep in a high chair in my chocolate pudding. and I got chocolate pudding all over my face. Now,
Yeah.
here's the fun thing about that. Is that an actual memory? Or is it something that because I have a picture of it.
Mhm.
Is it something that I'm filling in the blanks because of the picture that I found?
Yeah.
That's that one particular memory, the chocolate pudding
Yeah.
memory.
I'm a believer of that.
of you just fill in the blanks because of a picture.
You
or
either
stories.
someone told you a story or you have a picture.
Right.
To me, can you have a memory that you can remember as far back as you can
Absolutely.
that there's no picture for?
Absolutely. And that's what brings me to the two that I do know for sure. There are no pictures of it, and it's a memory that is burnt into my head.
No one told you a story of.
Nobody told me a story of it. This happens. I don't know how old I was. I want to say 4 or 5. I don't think that I was in school at that particular point in time. But my brother and I, we were at these apartments, babysitters' apartments. Mom was working. This is before she got my stepdad, I believe. And we're hanging around the pool, okay? And I have this little plastic Smurf toy, Papa Smurf to be exact.
How old are you?
I'm thinking I'm 4 or 5 at the time. And not
4 or 5 at the pool.
At the pool.
With
The babysitter was there.
Oh, okay.
The babysitter was there. She was actually sitting right next to me when this happened. Okay. So we're sitting on the edge of the pool. She was a younger gal, white, I want to say blonde, maybe brunette hair, something to that effect. Those parts are a little fuzzy. But this is the part that is ingrained into me. I drop Papa Smurf into the pool. Just playing around with it as kids do. He falls in the pool and I just go straight in after it, trying to save Papa Smurf. And then next thing you know, I'm being pulled up out. Everything's fine. I know there's a whole day that happened, but that's the one part of that particular event that I remember clearly. The other one is same apartment complex, same babysitter. And I haven't seen these. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Maybe they're still around. But hey, back in my day, at least where we were living, there were these bushes that grew red berries that we were told not to eat because they're poisonous.
Mhm.
But we ate the crap out of them
Mhm.
anyway. Never did get sick. And I'm still here to tell the story about it. But I remember hanging out, playing outside with my brother. And we're just going to town on these berries, and we're like, don't eat those. You're going to die. We never did. So those are 2 of my earliest memories, and I'm talking, like I said, 4, maybe 5 years old. So I'm interested to hear you guys. He's my brother's age. So I'm curious to hear, and Lindsay's what, like a year younger than I am. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have as your earliest memories, as far back as you can reach. What you got?
So without pictures,
Okay.
because
That's the key thing. This is without pictures or without a story that has been told to you. These are the ones that you can clearly remember yourself.
right. And they're more, and I feel like I remember them because they were more like traumatizing. And that's why
Sure.
I can remember
Sure.
them.
That makes sense.
One of them happens to be, I was probably 6-ish,
Okay.
waking up in the middle of the night, thinking that there were snakes in my bed. And I remember sleeping on my stomach and waking up and trying to knock the snakes out of my bed. And I remember calling for my mom, but I was just hoping and praying that she would hear me. But I didn't want to be so loud that I was going to wake her or my dad up.
But
I wanted her to hear me. And I remember saying, Mom, just hoping that she would hear me. Our bedrooms were close enough.
Yeah.
But I didn't want, I was just hoping that she would hear me.
Now, were there like stuffed animals or something in your
No.
bed that made you think they
Just
were
a
snakes?
dream.
Nope, it was just a dream.
Just a dream, huh?
And I was just pushing them away, but I was awake,
Yeah.
pushing them away out of my bed. And it was traumatizing for me. I just remember, oh my God, there's snakes in my bed and I have to get rid of them. And I think, I knew they really weren't there. And part of me knew if she comes in here, she's going to go, there's no such thing as snakes in your bed. You're being ridiculous.
Oh, man.
But I wanted that, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I
that's
wanted
traumatic.
her to come in and just, put
Console
me back to
you.
sleep, console me.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
And she never did come in. I had to put myself back to sleep. And so, but I do remember that one.
And it was then that Lindsay started realizing her mom wasn't there. Just kidding.
And the only other thing I think I remember, because I mean, I have a picture of sitting on Baby Shamu at SeaWorld.
But that's a picture.
Again,
That's a
yes, we
picture.
don't want to use a
Yep.
reference. That's a picture.
Yep.
Mhm.
Other traumatizing.
It doesn't
falling
have
into
to be
a-
traumatizing.
But that's what I remember going back.
That's fun.
I mean,
That's-
yours was
I was
traumatizing.
just about to say that same thing. I mean, I was just sitting here. Well, it doesn't have to be, but mine was. I almost drowned in a pool. Well, I mean,
Yep.
not really drowned, but I could have.
And I bet that story's been told many times
Well, maybe so. Maybe so.
by your brother, by your mom.
See, that I don't know. I don't remember him ever sharing that story, but I do remember vividly red hat, blue Smurf in the pool. There I go after it. Okay. And then out I come. You know, same way when we were chased. But this is like that happened around when I almost drowned in the ocean in California. But I was 7 or 8 at the time. So I'm like, all right, I'm looking like before that because I think for me personally, a lot of my early memories start at like 6 and after that, after 6 years old, that's when I can really start pulling stuff and remembering things. But it's those really early ones. We got some good text here. It says, my oldest memory is when I was in daycare, about 2 years old. I licked feet as a kid.
Ooh.
That's so gross.
That's yes.
Just they
Yeah.
added licking anything with the word daycare in it.
Oh.
It's so gross.
Yeah, I went to elementary school with a girl that would bite her own toenails.
Okay.
I thought that was
I feel like that's different than
disgusting.
licking feet.
Right,
Yeah,
because
but
it's your own
still.
toenails. Now you're going after strangers. And now, as a 2-year-old in daycare, you have a sick fetish.
Yeah.
This one says, I remember sitting on the front porch and my grandfather was turning ice cream, man, the old ice cream bucket. And a green military vehicle pulled up. I remember distinctly my grandmother going into the house and my grandfather receiving a telegram. Wow. That my Uncle Bob had been killed in Vietnam. And this was 1965. I was 5 years old. Wow.
So a green military vehicle pulled up and brought a telegram?
Brought a telegram.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, they had phones back then, right?
And mail.
And mail. But I guess, I don't know, maybe military does things differently back then.
I know at a time, especially during Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
how they handled informing next of kin
Mm-hmm.
changed.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It was like on that cusp before we started using the phone calls or sending somebody. I don't know. Maybe they did always send somebody directly to the house, but, you know, instead of telegram, we just tell them straight up.
I don't know if it's less of a blow to have a military person deliver a telegram.
Yeah, as opposed to just military person telling you in person.
An officer showing up
officer,
to
yeah.
let them know.
Yeah, I would much rather, if that was me, would much rather have the officer show up and tell me face to face as opposed to a private and just saying, here, telegram, you know, for Mrs. McGee.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Telegram, Mrs. McGree.
What about you, Corbin? What's yours? What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some traumatizing ones that are triggered by stories I know that I've been told, but the one that I thought of that no one's told a story of,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the age, and I can't recall the age. I might have been 5th or 6th grade, maybe.
Looking at what?
I mean, 4th grade. I obviously remember going to a concert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. 2nd grade, Mrs. Dimitriokopoulos' class at Southdale Elementary, and we had like Jack and Jill bathrooms between the classrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no going into the hall to go to the bathroom. The 2 classrooms shared a bathroom, so I had to go to the bathroom. I would go in there, and do my business. I guess I didn't finish. Came back out. My bathroom or my desk was right next to the bathroom.
Oh God!
In that back row.
Uh-huh.
And so I sat down and I let out the loudest fart ever.
Embarrassing.
Maybe.
Yeah. I was thinking too, like you were telling this, and I'm not saying you're misremembering,
Mm-hmm.
but like the story of falling into the water. I have a memory of walking to the junior high,
Mhm.
which I swear had to have been miles from my house.
Seemed like it, yeah.
And it's less than a mile
Mhm.
in reality.
Right. But that's
So,
just
like-
distance perception as a young child, though, I guess.
I mean, I think that works in water as well.
Okay.
I'm just saying you misremember details
Mhm.
of things like that. Very rarely do you remember accurate, precise details. I have another memory of getting growing pains as a kid and waking up screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had those at school, and my dad was like, I hear you got growing pains, thinking I was talking about my junk. And I was like, no, growing. My legs hurt because I'm getting taller. It has nothing to do with my wiener, you weirdo. I was 8 at that time. Yeah, because they got married when I was 7 or whatever. It says here, my earliest memory is going to my daycare center and not seeing any of the other kids that were there because there was chicken pox outbreak. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy how vaccines kind of fix that, huh?
Yeah. I remember having the chicken pox.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get the chicken pox until I was 13, something like that. My little brother had gotten him at the age of 5, picked him up at school, brought him home. My mom thought that the blister on his foot was just from, shoes that were too small, and pops it. And the next thing you know, the cat's all broken out in chicken pox. And then now I got the pox because all 3 of us shared a room, in this 2-bedroom mobile home that we lived in. And therefore, I still have the pox scar on the tip of my nose to this very day from when I got the chicken pox as a kid.
I know people still get chicken pox,
Mhm.
but it is not nearly as common
Yeah.
as it was. There's a picture, I think it was my mom or
Mhm.
my brother maybe, of they had like a picture of them with chicken pox, like a school picture or something before they knew they had it.
All pocked out.
Yeah.
This here says one of my first memories was in 1990. I'm 35, so I was 3. My uncle's family lived next to us, and he was an ice cream man. And he'd offer us candy cigarettes all the time when he'd come over. And I was 3. The good old candy cigarettes. I remember those. What else we got here? I remember actually nearly drowning at 4. I had fell in my mom had stepped away, and remembered looking at my 2-year-old sister on the little deck, and then my uncle jumped in and saved me. Yeah. It's fun how that works out, you just sit back, and it's always good to relive those, but it's like, how far back can you go was the great question. How far back can you go? And it's looking to be 2 years old, looks to be about the furthest back anybody can go. This one here says he just turned 3. I remember staying up late in the spring of 85, just turned 3, picking out what my brother's name was going to be. He was born in June of 85. So I think
I didn't understand that text. Like, were they implying they had some special skill
to pick out my brother's name
before he was born?
I think it was just mom and dad sitting him down. So what do you want your little brother to be named? One of those things.
It was probably one of those.
Jimmy.
Yeah, it was probably one of those things like, I don't want a baby brother, but we'll let you name him.
Right.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to name him? Let's name him Garfield.
Right.
Whatever. Cartoon or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think, like, what I see my children remember
Mhm.
and from just a few years ago,
Right.
like, I think we just misremember things.
That's possible.
And we embellish them and we take them as fact.
Mhm.
There's no one to substantiate them.
Right. And you very well could be right. But the fun thing about the memories and about being your memories is that's yours. You may be misremembered, but that's how you remember it. So therefore, it is fact for you.
Yeah.
That's just funny human brain stuff.
Well, it's kind of like, I remember this from I'm 2, but I can't remember where I put my keys, right?
Mhm.
or it's kind of like along the lines of trust your gut, right? If your gut tells you not to do something,
Mhm.
like, don't go in that building, or trust your gut and go do that.
Right.
Well, nobody talks about how when your gut goes, punch that person in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think as a society, we've been told, all right, your gut will tell you to punch that person in the face, but there's consequences for it. So therefore, you don't do it.
Okay, but there's still trust your gut or don't. Which one is it?
I'm a believer in trust it, nonetheless.
Even punching people in the face when it tells you to punch people or run the red light or
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because why? You never know. You ran that red light, you could have been T-boned or, rear-ended.
No, I'm saying run the
what
red
I'm
light.
talking about.
Don't run the red
You
light.
run the red light. You ran it because, next thing you know, somebody could have rear-ended you and given you whiplash or
Yes,
something.
but you can't justify things based off them not happening.
The hell if I can't. Hit the button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Around the world, take my strong hand, get on the give train, on the give train. Around the world, take my strong hand, get on the give train, give train.
Choo choo, here comes the cripple train.
Happening is going to throw you off. And so, and that person is aware that they may get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So they're skedaddling, they're Scooby-Dooing out of there.
Right,
when you're like, hey, what's happening?
Why is my toe so wet?
What? And then that person's gone before you can really get your wits about you.
Right, because you just woke up and you're like, what's going on?
You don't wear glasses.
Yeah.
Open up the door to see who just ran outside and they're gone already.
Yeah.
Mother and daughter kill and grill grandma. See, now that's a
What?
headline. This happens in Maryland.
Hats off for the rhyme.
Yeah, right. See,
Mhm.
that was
a good headline.
You told me you
Kill
just
and
pointed
grill.
out a missed opportunity, and I was like, well, I got one too. So I just changed it real quick.
I love it. Well done.
Mother and daughter kill and grill grandma. What happened was this happens in Maryland, where police were sent to the home of a 71-year-old Margaret Craig for a welfare check. Margaret hadn't been heard or seen of from the last couple of days. All right. Well, for a couple of days, because they think that this all happened towards the end of May. So the police go over there and they do the welfare check, and that's when they can smell the decomposing body coming from a basement. Okay. So they go down there and they search, and that's where they found 3 different plastic bags with human remains in it, rotting away in the basement. So the story goes that Margaret accused her daughter, who is 44 years old, Candace Craig, of credit card fraud. So that led to an argument betwixt Margaret and Candace, which led to Margaret's death. Okay. So flash forward a little bit. They say that the 19-year-old daughter of Candace, a woman named Celia Hardy, found the body of Margaret in a plastic bin and then decided to help dismember and dispose of the body. They believe that the 2 women used a chainsaw to cut Granny's body up and then threw the body parts on a grill and a bonfire in attempts to burn and destroy the body parts. Either way, they searched the house. They say that the remains were so badly decomposed that you can't do a physical identification of the body. So they're hoping, and they're 98% sure that DNA testing is going to come back and say, yeah, this is definitely Margaret. Nonetheless, both women were arrested. Candace is being popped for murder, and then Celia has been arrested and being charged with accessory after the fact.
It's one thing to kill somebody, I think. I think it's a completely other to dismember them.
Yeah.
And another for it to be Meemaw.
Right. The human body contains a lot of blood, like more than I want to see at one point in time. So I feel as soon as you start hacking away with a chainsaw, that's just going to be a bloody mess everywhere.
It's like putting together a swing set in your backyard. You're like, I can do this. And then you get in, you're like, I'm going to need some help.
Right. So you call your kids to come help you put the swing set together.
Yeah. If you've ever put together a swing set in the last 5 years, it shows up and you're like, okay, yeah, I could do this. And then on day 2, you're like, we'll put that on later.
Right. Kids don't need a swing, do they?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think the monkey bar sat in my garage for a good year.
They're not going to be able to reach up there and grab it anyway.
Right, exactly. Do you think Meemaw was a bad person, abusive, maybe?
Are you justifying
have
it?
to be?
Are you implying that if she was, then she probably should be dismembered?
No. But would she have to be for it to be like,
You brought it up.
okay?
You brought it up. You tell me.
Well, I look at Dexter, like the show Dexter. It was like he was almost like the good bad guy because he was taking out bad people.
No, Dexter was a horrible person.
Oh, see, I looked at him as a good bad guy.
He was taking out bad people.
Like a Robin Hood sort of thing. That instead of
Yes.
robbing the rich and giving to the poor, we're just killing bad people.
Uh-huh.
Jack the Ripper is another one, killing the whores of the world.
Yes.
If you think that's
If-
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dexter was not a good person.
I thought so. I thought he was good.
But he was hurting people. He was killing people for minor things, not huge infractions.
Some of
You
them.
bumped into me at the grocery
No.
store.
Yeah,
no,
some of them,
No.
sure, but not all of them.
No, he wasn't doing it for bumping into me
How
at the grocery
dare you
store.
take the last bagel at work?
I've got the longest running game shows in television history.
Fun.
You want to guess one?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's on here.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, of course.
Mhm.
That's
The
what brought
Price
us.
is Right.
Price is Right, of course.
Okay. So those are the three basics. What about Press Your Luck?
No.
Yeah.
So, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Really?
22 years. Password, 23 years.
The Pyramid.
What's My Line? 24 years. Pyramid, 25 years. Let's Make a Deal, 35 years.
Wow.
Now, does that count? Because it wasn't 35 years consecutive. It was
Right.
It was the Monty guy for a while, and then they brought it back with Wayne Brady. So I guess mash them together, it works.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be consecutive, like Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy. Those are all consecutive years.
Yeah, I think if you work at KMOD and then take a break and come back, you get X number of years,
Okay.
right?
Alrighty then.
Ooh.
Family Feud, 40 years.
Okay.
I was
Wheel of Fortune, 48 years. Jeopardy, 54 years. This show I've never heard of because it's in another country. Des Charifs et de Lettres.
Sure, easy for
Numbers and Letters, 56 years. It's still on today. Price is Right, 60 years.
So that's the longest. Price is Right.
Price is Right, yeah,
Wow.
is the longest one. Or is it going to be a thing that comes out like it did with Bob Barker that he had to kind of step away because
he old.
Mhm.
he like a miscusi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Well, it was a different time then.
Right. It changes. Empathy towards humans.
All right.
60 years is a long time, though,
Yeah.
for a
Mhm.
game show.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes me wonder how long those are going to be on. Are they going to keep doing it? They're going to revamp it, make it different so they can keep that name going. Because really, that's all that they're. I mean, people are going because of the name. People were watching because of the name because they watched it growing up. You know, everybody knows that when you're sick and you're staying home from school, you're watching The Price is Right.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think shows like Price is Right is a different game show, obviously, than like Jeopardy or Wheel, because they have to technologically evolve.
Mhm.
Okay.
They have to evolve the show and the games.
Right.
You can have some classics, but you've got to introduce new games on
Okay.
Price is Right because technology changes and people's understanding of things changes.
And that makes sense.
Wheel of Fortune, it's spin a wheel,
Mhm.
earn points.
It's
Now,
the
how
same
they
game.
derive the letters and things like that, or on Jeopardy, can obviously change.
Mhm.
But overall, it's the same game.
There's no need to change it.
Tic-tac-toe, celebrity tip, whatever, doesn't last because you get annoyed. You get
Mhm.
annoyed with just because you're famous doesn't mean you're awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And some of these other shows, that's why I like Pyramid and like it runs its exhaustion level.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's why they don't do just Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. You want to see people that are like, quote unquote, you win.
Right. It gives you hope and
Absolutely.
a chance that you could be on that show someday and you could win that money.
The number of people that are like to know someone to be on Wheel of Fortune is rare. Think about all the times they come through
Mm.
and recruit people. And then how many people from here actually get on the show?
Mm.
Not very many,
Mhm.
if you think about it. So where do those people come from? Well, they recruit people. Some are up and coming actors. Like
Okay.
they tried because they have to fill it. Lindsay's tried to be on game shows before. One of the hardest parts about being on a game show is that you have to fly out on your own, put yourself up, and you might get on the show. Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. Let's play a game as we have a pair of tickets to Nitro Circus. Moving indoors this time. And BOK Center, October 14th. Tickets available, BOKcenter.com. We're going to play Schnipp, Schnapp, Schnurr. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Current record is?
Well, you are leading with 7. Lindsay and I are tied with 6.
Last week's winner was?
That'd be you.
So Lindsay and Gimpy at 918-460-KMOD. 918-460-KMOD. Call up, decide who will be your clue giver. Whoever gets the most right, getting those tickets. Good morning, you're on the air. What is your name?
This is Greg.
Hi, Greg. How are you?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good, Greg. Who do you want to give you clues, Lindsay or Gimpy?
We'll go Gimpy.
Come on.
Greg, 60 seconds on the clock. Timer starts after the first clue. Can 2 G's make it happen? Let's see.
All right, Greg. Oh, hail. This is Honey Boo Boo's mom. That doesn't count.
God.
All right.
Honey Boo Boo.
Okay, what is the month that we are currently in?
Oh, Mama June.
There you go. A tornado, a major storm is happening. Travis Meyer would say you have one of these. A blank device, your phone, all right, is a blank device. It's not
Mobile device.
Well, yes, but pass. I'm going to use my one pass. I ain't messing with that one. This is an herb that, witches will burn to purify a room.
Sage.
Yes. When you cut yourself, it'll leave this after it heals.
Scar.
Yes. This is a piece of something that sticks to metal or sticks metal to fridges.
Magnet.
Yes. This is, Mythbusters did this to myths.
Proved them, busted them.
Yeah, but it's another word for it. Blank beds, one on top, one on bottom.
Bunk beds.
Okay, it's like that.
Debunk.
There you go. When you
5 is the number that you got, Greg. So might be good enough for the win. Hang on the line. We'll see how Lindsay does, okay?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air. What is your name?
My name is Lisa.
Lisa, how are you?
I am wonderful. And yourself?
Good. We got the Battle of G's and the Battle of the L's. You and Lindsay got to beat 5. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it, Lindsay.
All right, Lisa. The top of the mountain, Dante's
Peak.
Yes. Men use this in their facial hair to get it nice and soft.
Beard oil.
Yes. Oh, that's not true. That's such a lie. It's a total
Fib.
close. Another F word. A total
False.
close, very close. Remove the L in that. It's a total
Farce.
yes. Isn't it blank? Don't you think? A little too.
Isn't it time?
A little too.
Late?
Alanis Morissette song. A little too. And yeah, I really do think it's like rain on your wedding day.
Rain on your wedding day.
It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's
More, please.
Oh, no. Hey, stop
sorry,
that S
wrong,
right there.
wrong one.
You did not win, Lisa. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you. Love you guys.
I love you too. See you later. G's Unite. Congratulations, Greg. You're getting those tickets to Nitro Circus, man.
Awesome.
Hang on the line. Kippy's got to get your info.
You bet.
Oh, you should have. That farce. You hung out too long on farce.
did.
That's why I used my one and only pass on the one.
And you played the wrong game.
I know.
Skippy, this is the one that was her demise.
I would have done the exact same thing, gone with the Alanis Morissette route. If not, this is when something happens and then I forget the actual definition for it. But we're going to break this down. You use this to make your clothes unwrinkled, right? So trying to get them to at least say iron so they can get to the ironic part of it.
Or I suppose most people confuse it with a coincidence.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
The one that Gimpy passed on, Lindsay.
Yeah. Weather, a good weather term, but or
Come on. Blank man.
Yeah.
Prison blank.
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. Breaking it down like that. I wouldn't even.
Blank man, yeah.
You'd think living in Oklahoma, we'd all know what a supercell is, but if
No.
you can't describe it.
Most of us aren't even clear what a tornado is.
Right.
Yeah. So now the record is.
Well, that ties you and I now with 7, but leaves Lindsay in the dust with 6.
We'll be back.
The Big Mad Morning Show.
That's the fun part about this game because they can be
No, somatic,
they're
sure.
so close. All right. Indigo, day spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
That is a dispensary.
Indigo, Lindsay is a day
Yeah.
spa.
Oh,
So
bummer.
far, it's 4-2, Corbin's lead. Hand and Stone, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
All right. Lindsay, you are correct on a comeback.
I've been there.
It's a 50-50 guess.
Right, of course. All right. Rosebuds, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
I'm going to go dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct. Rosebuds is a dispensary, tied up 4-4. Jade Wellness Center, day spa
Corbin.
or
Lindsay.
dispensary? Corbin.
That is a wellness, or that is a day spa.
Corbin. Jade Wellness Center is a dispensary. Still tied 4-4. Deluxe, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin, you are incorrect. Deluxe is a dispensary. Nature's Kiss.
I think that's both, actually.
Who knows? This is just the
Yeah,
information. that
who
was
cares if it's
given.
accurate?
Yeah. All right, Nature's Kiss, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct, my friend. Corbin just made 5-4. Aqua Viva Oasis, day
Lindsay.
spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay is correct. All right, so we're tied up 5-5. Fig Medical, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, that is incorrect. Fig Medical is a day spa.
I was thinking because like sweets,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
like sometimes you know it smells like
You're
a fig.
thinking medical marijuana.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
All right. All right. Remember, this is for a big prize at the end of the
Sure.
at the end of the game here.
Sure.
You are going to love the prize that I have
Leftovers.
chosen for you.
Leftovers.
Right, it's a
Okay.
roach.
Right. Right.
Bong
And not
water.
the one you smoke.
It's the crumbs.
Laura Apothecary, day
Lindsay.
spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay is incorrect. The
Yeah, it's a
Laura
spa.
Apothecary is a day spa. Lucky Garden, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That's a dispensary.
Lucky Garden, Corbin is a day spa. So far, we got 6 to Corbin and 5 to Lindsay. The Health Center, day spa or
Oh,
dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct. You sound like you've been there before.
To me, the name was just so obvious. There's no
Right.
way you're going to call an actual spa that.
Right, the Health Center. Supreme Heights, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin would be correct. All right, so we're looking at 8-5, Lindsay.
Okay.
All right, we're down in the home stretch of this thing. All right, the Enchanted Cottage, day
Corbin.
spa or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin is incorrect. That is a day spa.
Why are people calling here asking if we have weed?
Got any specials on an ounce, man?
It's called Enchanted.
Wildflower, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
That is incorrect, Corbin. Wildflower is a day spa. All right, Clover Patch, Tulsa, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary? Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct.
What's the score?
6-8, Corbin's
Okay.
lead. All right, the Merry Mind, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay. The Merry Mind is a dispensary. All right, the Relax Station, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
That is correct. Corbin is up 9-6. Path to Wellness, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay, Path to Wellness is a
Oh,
day
I'm
spa.
sorry. I thought you said packed.
Oh, yeah. Was that the
wellness.
problem?
Yeah, I thought you said packed.
Sure, yes. Let me enunciate a little bit more, shall we? All right, let's see here. Heirloom, day spa or dispensary? Heirloom, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That's a dispensary.
Corbin, Heirloom is a day spa.
Mm.
You're still in the lead 9-6. He's okay. Tulsa Garden, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Day
Spa.
spa or dispensary. The Tulsa Garden is a day spa. Good job, Lindsay.
Score.
We're looking at 9-7, Corbin's lead. Bella Roma Medical, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin. Bella Roma Medical is a day spa? Stonebrook, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Yes, you are correct, Lindsay. We are now 9-8, neck and neck. Who is going to win, day spa or dispensary, and walk away with a big, big prize? Stone Age Meds, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. The Stone Age Meds is a dispensary. Uptown Wellness, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. Uptown Wellness is a dispensary.
Really?
We only got 2 left here.
Okay.
All right. So we got a chance to tie it and a breaker if we can do this. All right. Pura, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin is correct. Pura is a dispensary, puts him with the win, 10-8. I'll go ahead and give you the last one, see if you can guess it. Stonebrook, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay would have been correct, which wouldn't matter because it's 10-9. Corbin is the big winner. Congratulations, Corbin.
What'd I get?
You want to know what you got?
Yeah.
My friend, I tell you, you have won my leftover potatoes. That's right, Corbin. I had
Listen,
dinner last night.
I love it. That's awesome, man. I'm actually kind of hungry, so I think that's a fantastic
This is
gift.
perfect.
And you're not a horrible cook,
No.
so that's great. But, I just think it's just an honor to win, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lindsay. She put in a valiant effort.
Listen,
And,
Corbin,
I just appreciate the competitiveness. And, I'm just one guy on a team, and we're just a team trying to make the thing happen. And, it's an honor to be a part of the Ford Truck Series and anything I can do to make this Hilton Hotel team do the best I can.
Well, Corbin, I'm glad that you accepted and decided to give your prize of potatoes to the loser of the game, but that's not all that you're going to win. All right. So not only do you get my leftover dinner from last night, my potatoes and a little bit of steak with some cheese on top, I'm also going to hook you up with a 6-pack of Twisted Tea.
Oh.
Set right up front because nobody wants this. So
Yeah.
I grabbed a pack and you get
Yeah.
to take it home with
Again, you put
Twisted
zero
Tea.
effort into the prize.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just real grateful that this Hilton Honors team did the best they could and make sure part of the Ford Truck Series continues. So I'd like to give it to my second place. His second isn't winning. So
All right.
Twisted Tea is a great beer fridge for guests.
Right,
item.
right. Well, congratulations, Lindsay. You got yourself some old mushed potatoes and some warm Twisted Tea for losing on Day Spa or Dispensary.
this says I'm about to get divorced from my wife of 10 years because I made a stupid mistake and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, slept with some woman, and almost immediately the guilt took over me. She has told me it's over, but I have to try. What can I do to get her to give our marriage a second chance? 918-460-KMOD. Bmms. Then whatever you think he should do to 82945. Let's entertain the idea. What are some things he could do? How about a vacation?
Ooh.
You and me, let's have a vacation. Let's go to some beautiful exotic place and talk out my inability to keep my penis in my pants.
Yeah.
Having kids usually fixes that
Some
situation.
Yeah.
that maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to do that.
Vacations are nice. Absolutely.
Can you work on a
But-
problem on a vacation, Lindsay?
I don't think so. Because
This
once
isn't a
you get
problem. This is a
back-
crack in the foundation.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because once you get back, everything's right there, Yeah.
What are some other
And-
things he could try?
I think he
Entertain the
begs,
idea. No
goes
bad
on
ideas.
hands and knees and
Begs?
begs. What do you want me to? I will do anything you want me to do.
Yeah. Horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody, right? And this is why. Because you want to fix it, you have to come up with ideas. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fix it.
Mhm.
Why do I have to tell you how to fix your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Not just this, any scenario, if you have to go to the person and be like, tell me what I have to do to fix this, then you shouldn't be in it. It's a horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody to try and rectify a problem.
Mhm.
Because it means you don't know. You haven't even entertained ideas.
Right.
How about a candlelight dinner?
That's
That's not
good
enough.
and gravy and all, but The distractions there, man. You're not going to be able to enjoy your candlelight dinner. You're not going to be able to do much of anything fun, a vacation or anything like that, because there's a giant elephant in the room.
Again, we're just trying to convince
Mm-hmm.
for a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
What about a spa day?
Sure. I'll go ahead and let you spend your money on me so I can go and feel better.
Yeah, is he
About
going to send
myself.
her on a spa day? I know. I think he needs to go to her and definitely he needs to know from her what she expects from him,
I don't think.
what he wants her to
Come
do.
on,
What-
Lindsay.
yeah,
Come
no.
on. Come on, Lindsay.
Taking
Come on,
her-
Lindsay.
What?
What he expects of her.
What
Don't have
she
sex with
wants him
other
to do.
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what the expectation is.
Absolutely. But he's done it. He's done the damage.
Yeah, so we're
Right.
talking about a
He's done the
second
damage.
chance.
Exactly.
So what do we're just talking about crazy ideas.
Yep.
Commit to
Yeah.
an idea, Lindsay.
Yeah. So going on vacation, sure, it's nice, but now he gets to.
Good morning. The Big Man Morning Show. We're qualifying for golf and beer for a year, so be listening. That queue is happening very soon. Right now, we got to see what Gimpy has in his 4x4.
Well, Colvin, it says here that oxygen on the missing Titanic submersible predicted to run out soon. No kidding. Search efforts have been intensifying since Sunday when the submersible carrying 5 people disappeared. Officials say at least 10 search assets will soon be on scene about 900 miles off the coast of Cape Cod. The focus is on the area where Canadian aircraft recently detected underwater noises.
So there was a story this morning that apparently the guy who has this model submarine alerted the government or some authority figure of a potential problem.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, new phone, who dis?
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that they've substantiated that, but I don't know how that works. Do you just call the Coast Guard and they're like, we're on it?
Right. I don't know. I can tell you this, that the memes and the TikToks about it are cracking me the hell up. I seen one. It was Rose, old lady Rose from the movie Titanic.
Yeah.
You know, where she drops the diamond into the ocean at the end of the movie. It was the submersible that she had dropped it. Anyway.
I saw one that said, why would you pay $250,000 to see the Titanic when you can go to Walmart and rent the DVD for $3?
Right.
Or buy the DVD for $3.
There's another one that says, I may be white, but I am not let's pay $250,000 to go see the Titanic white.
Yeah.
Truth. Moving forward, several concert goers are hurt after hail pummels the Red Rocks Amphitheater. It says 80 to 90 people were treated at the famous venue ahead of the Louis Tomlinson concert, according to local authorities. Now, those taken to the hospital have non-life-threatening injuries with cuts and broken bones reported. Severe weather swept across a good portion of Colorado throughout the afternoon and evening hours Wednesday with multiple tornadoes and large hail spotted.
He was in one direction. So
that's who that is. Well, thanks for clarifying.
Dude, I can't even imagine how crazy that was.
For real, broken bones from hail.
They were massive. It was massive hail.
Softball size hail coming down on you. Oof. That ruins your concert. Do you go back there after that?
Oh, yeah.
Not on a stormy time.
No, but I've heard I've never been there, but I've heard that is one of the best concert experiences to go see a show there at Red Rocks.
I've heard it's beautiful.
Yes.
Whether it's a good concert experience or not, I don't know. It kind of is up to the musician, I would think.
Right.
But I also know it's not priced cheaply.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for that. What do we got here? Polls show an increase of Americans who define gender by sex. The poll was conducted by NPR, PBS NewsHour, and Marist poll. It says 61% of Americans define gender as the sex listed on the person's original birth certificate and is the only way to define if someone is male or female. That's up over 10% from last year. And lastly, here, PSO releases estimates on power restoration. The Public Service Company of Oklahoma released their estimated times for Tulsa, Idabel, Choteau, Veneta, and Grove. Now, PSO crews, as well as out-of-state power workers, are working to get the power back to the homes and businesses in Northeast Oklahoma. They say that Idabel, you can expect it by 2 p.m. Monday. Tulsa rural areas, Choteau, Veneta, and Grove, 5 p.m. Wednesday. And then Tulsa Metro is 5 p.m. Saturday. They said the majority of customers should be restored by that 5 p.m. time Saturday.
Yeah, if you have a business near you that you frequent and it's been closed, make sure you visit them next week.
Oh, for sure.
A week for some of these businesses could be crushing.
Mhm.
Yes.
So do your best to try and go out and support a local business, or maybe just even post about it.
Yeah.
When they open back up, help get the word out that they are back open.
Yeah.
Let's see what Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
Penny Hardaway is getting a suspension for recruiting violations. The Memphis basketball coach received a 3-game ban from the NCAA for in-home visits to a highly rated men's basketball prospect back in 2021. The league's infractions panel said Hardaway and an assistant met with the high school junior at his home during 2 separate occasions. The NCAA only allows visits with juniors at the player's school. The Tigers and Hardaway were also at the center of an 18-month investigation by the NCAA for violations involving James Wiseman and other prospects. And one team has locked up its spot in the College World Series championship. The second-seeded Florida Gators scored a 9th-inning run to take down TCU 3-2 in the semifinals in Omaha. The Gators are back in the championship series for the first time since winning the national title in 2017. Fifth-seeded LSU stayed alive with a 5-2 win over top-seeded Wake Forest in Game 1 of their semifinal series. Tigers designated hitter Cade Belso belted a 3-run homer in the third to lift LSU to victory. The teams will go head-to-head in a win or go home matchup tonight for a spot in the championship. And that is your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light.
He's going to have to take the blame and take whatever is coming to him. If she is pissed, let her be pissed and just take it. Take the anger and just wait it out and see what she wants to do. The ball is absolutely 100% in her court. So whatever she wants, she gets at this point. If you want to stay in this marriage, if she wants to go through therapy, then you guys are going to go to counseling together. If she wants just you to go to counseling, then you're going to have to go to counseling because the ball is absolutely 100% in her court.
Gimpy.
Yeah, man, there's really nothing you can do, honestly. Just sit back and take your lumps as they are. All right. If she wants it to work, she'll figure it out. She's gonna be mad AF for a long time. And you're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to deal with being boring. There's not gonna be any time going out with the boys or going out doing whatevs, And if you can't handle that, then you need to walk away. You need to realize, well, I effed this one up. I'm just going to go ahead and take my ball and I'm going to go home and then I'll come back and play the game another day. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's nothing really you can do. Just let time pass it on by. That's it.
I'm sorry. I have no gimmick for you that will work. You tell her you want it to work. You made a giant mistake and you're willing to work through it. She doesn't hear that. You got your answer.
Yeah,
it's pretty black and white, man.
Yeah.
You have to eat your S sandwich. And when you go on and date in the future and be asked what happened with your marriage, you got to be honest. You S'd the bed royally. And so either you tell her what you want and hope she appeases you, but why beg someone to be with you? The Huffington Post has a list of the rudest things to avoid when you're visiting someone's home, like things you shouldn't do, right?
Okay.
Touching or moving things.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so like I'm guilty of this though. Like if a picture
I'm shocked.
If a picture is crooked hanging on the wall, I'll straighten it.
Why?
No.
Why? It's not yours.
Exactly.
Nope.
Because I'm sure that it wasn't supposed to be crooked.
You don't know that. Some people like things off kilter like that.
I'll even mention it. I'm going to fix that.
Oh, that's rude. That's like, like the cliche of like a mom coming in like, your pictures aren't straight.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Ma.
Another one. Expecting a tour.
Oh, yeah.
You don't walk in and be like, give me a tour.
No, I don't.
I totally do. I
because
love snooping around.
Because I don't want someone to do that to me. Because what if your bedrooms aren't clean or the bathroom's not clean?
Then they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Susan, they shouldn't be having company over if that's the case. Bedroom, maybe. Right? Bathrooms, though, clean that ass up if you're having company come over.
Another one. Overstaying your welcome.
Right.
How long? What's the good amount of time to stay at someone's house?
Depends on what the activity is.
Yeah.
Let's say dinner.
Oh, okay.
Couple hours.
2 hours after dinner. After 2 hours.
So you still at 6, 8, get out.
Mm-hmm. Because now it's time for the family to wind down.
Yeah.
And start doing their own nightly routine.
And I think it depends on who it is too. Like you always know, I think, depending on which friend it is.
Snooping.
Oof.
Yeah.
Going opening the cabinet.
Yeah, you
to
don't
look
do
through the
that.
medicine kit. You feel like you give the vibe that you do that.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, it's not an insult. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it gives a vibe.
Why? What
Because
gives
you're
you that
nosy.
vibe?
You're very nosy.
What makes me nosy?
Well, you'll walk into a room when a conversation's happening, going, "Wait, what are we talking about?"
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You love knowing other people's gossip.
Yeah. I'll watch those gossip shows.
No, I'm talking
they're
like
there
personal
for.
gossip. I'm not talking about TV shows.
Yeah. If we're here, I don't want to miss out on anything for sure.
Yeah, that's nosy.
Yeah.
Bringing an uninvited +1.
Yeah. Because now you're forcing the other people to like entertain somebody they don't know. It just makes
Right, or
everything.
don't
Yeah.
like.
Exactly. And it's not your place to be inviting somebody else over.
Feeding their dog.
Huh? Oh, like table scraps or something?
I think that's what they mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you'd be like, "Where's your chow chow so I can put it in the
Mhm.
bowl?" Yeah, some people do that. Some people think that because they feed their dogs table scraps or popcorn or whatever,
Yeah.
that they can do that with your dog.
That's good that your dog's stomach is adapted to that. But now you're going to make your friend's dog crap all over their house because it's not used to that.
Showing up empty-handed.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, do I have to bring potato salad every time I come over?
No?
Exactly.
No, I always take something.
Yeah. I always take a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Always.
All right. I usually got my medicine on me, so that just works out perfectly.
Yeah, but that's not extra, right? Like you said, it's like offering him a cigarette.
Right. I don't have to share with you, though. That's the thing. I don't have to.
Yes, but you're not going out of your way is the point, right?
Listen, I'm the guy that goes to Walmart and gets the cookies for the potluck that we're having here at work, okay? Do you expect more from me?
Yeah, I think if you go to someone's house and they're making, like, let's just say dinner still,
Mhm.
you got to take something.
Yeah.
I did. I brought
Even
my
a
appetite.
dessert or wine, whatever.
Yeah.
Something.
It's just manners, Gimpy, right?
Right. Yeah, sure.
No?
Listen, y'all invited me over. Okay, cool. I'll come over and have dinner. That's all right. Doesn't mean I have to bring a bottle of wine or a 6-pack or a bottle of anything for that fact. That's that. Unless you say so. Hey, BYOB, bring a bottle, bring a side item. We'll get the main course. That happens to me a lot. We got the main courses. Come on over for barbecue, whatever. Bring a side item. All right, cool. Tater salad it is.
I've never gone to someone's house
Mhm.
and like looked around and said to myself, "That's so dirty here."
Oh.
Ugh.
Wow.
What do they have lives? Right? I don't go, their sheets, they didn't even make their bed. I don't do all that
Oh, I bet you have.
down my
No.
nose at you.
because life happens.
Mhm. Depends on the level of the filth, right? If you walk into somebody's house,
If you're
and
a
it looks like
hoarder?
hoarders, yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to your house. I already
Yeah.
know
But
you're a hoarder.
But this is the first time you didn't realize that they were disgusting people or hoarders until you walk into their house,
oh,
right?
no. You
get
can read a
totally
hoarder a
thrown
mile
off guard.
away. No, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
Hoarder.
Yeah, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
You just tell by the way they dress, their lack of showering.
Or by their vehicle.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, right? I think absolutely.
Mhm. But you still don't say anything. You just kind of watch where you sit down, maybe scooch the newspapers or whatever,
Yeah.
paper plates with leftover pizza rolls on them and hang out for a little bit. And I got to go. I got it.
If I'm going to judge, I'm judging, like, I'm going to judge the food.
Mm.
So I'm not going to judge, like, hey, your bed wasn't made.
Mhm.
No.
I'm going to judge, oh my God, you served Brussels sprouts or whatever that is.
Right.
I'm not going to get all like, ugh, you didn't clean for my arrival.
Right. Right. 'Cause you're right. Life happens.
Life
especially
happens.
if you've got small children.
Oh, and you're having a dinner party.
Right. You can expect toys to be all over the place. Now, there's a difference between, a little clutter, kids don't know how to pick up their toys, and your house looks like Ross, dressed for less. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I would think if you're hosting a dinner party, you would want to clean up.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think.
But that's not necessarily true, especially if you're like, hey, come over tonight, we're having pizza.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza feels like there's no cleaning happening.
Yeah, it's okay to have your laundry still piled up on the back of the couch from like 4 days.
You
No.
should at least pick it up and throw it on your bed,
Yeah.
right? Give me a place to sit.
Right. Just move the panties over. It'll be fine.
It's always like, I've gone and I stopped getting in the car with this person when I went to get in their car and they're like, hold on. And they had to like unload a bunch of stuff from the seat and the floorboard into the back seat so I could sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you invited me to get in your car
You should have had that fixed up beforehand.
or
Right.
just don't invite me into your car,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
right? If you don't have a place for me to sit, what are you doing inviting me over?
I just like the company.
I'm not a charity. Yeah. So that would be, I'm judging food. What do you judge? What's your judge when you go to someone's house? If it's like
Cleanliness.
cleanliness.
Mhm.
Probably. Yeah. Especially if you're having a dinner party.
Yeah. I might. Good morning. Big Mad Morning Show. (918-460-KMOD), 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Ruben. Saturday, August 19th. Mark your calendars for Clutch with special guest Giovanni and the Hired Guns at the Canes Ballroom. Sign up to win your way there at KMOD.com.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning, Corbin. While we're talking concerts, why don't we talk about Rocklahoma? 2023 Labor Day weekend, Priory USA, Godsmack, Pantera, Gimp Biscuit, and tons more. Get your tickets at KMOD.com. You heard me right.
I don't know. Congratulations to Randy Evans of Tulsa. Randy got qualified for golf and beer for a year. The way this works is you listen for the cue that plays every hour with the Big Mad Morning Show. When you hear it, be the right caller, and you're then in the running for a case of Corona Premier Light Beer and a round of golf for two at Birdie Bay every month for the next 12 months. You got to get qualified to get in, and it's all brought to you by Corona Premier Light Beer and Birdie Bay, where it's always golf weather. Another chance coming up very soon. Conspiracy Theory Thursday. It feels like we have been in the full court press of anything alien. Lots of alien stuff showing up. And in November of 2021, a Harvard astrophysicist, Avi Loeb, which is exactly what I want my astrophysicist name to be, announced he would be leading a team on an expedition to determine if a meteor that crashed near Australia is actually alien in nature.
Okay. Alien as an extraterrestrial or alien as foreign to us?
I mean, it's definitely alien.
Yeah, absolutely.
It came from space. So I feel like that I'm not an astrophysicist.
Well, no, your name's not. What is it? Avi
Loeb. The meteor in question, you might remember, CNES OS1 2014-01-08.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Exploded and crashed into the southwestern Pacific Ocean in 2014, 100 miles off the coast of Papua New Guinea, near Australia. It's the third known interstellar object of its kind on Earth. Third. The fact it was moving through space at 130,000 miles per hour is one of the factors that scientists use in assessing the space rock's origin, as it was moving significantly faster than the average velocity of meteors normally found in our solar system. Loeb, the chairman of Harvard's Department of Astronomy, received a reported $1.5 million in funding for his mission, and is currently with his team searching the ocean of the Pacific Ocean for debris from the meteor. Is that like when you're trying to find something like in your kid's playroom and you're like, no, and you're just like throwing everything like, oh, here's a Malaysian plane, and you're just moving stuff out of the way. You're like, that's not it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Do you ever watch the YouTube series or the videos, and they show up on TikTok a lot, where those guys go scuba diving, use sonar to find missing cars and stuff in rivers?
Yeah.
It's how this isn't a TV show on A&E, I don't understand.
Right.
It's so compelling what these guys do and their generosity and time that they put in to find missing cases that have been cold for decades.
Yeah.
And they find it. It feels like we just put the sonar in and it was right there.
Mm-hmm.
Police just didn't miss it because they don't have the equipment. Anyway, is that would be to me the fascinating part. Is I would love to. Are they just doing that and like $1.5 million? I feel like could go to some really useful things.
Oh, for sure. But no, we need to find out if this meteor is alien or not.
The fundamental question is, why was it not washed away by the ocean water as the sled was dragged by the ship? Oh, sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. The search has yielded some interesting results. Quote, we thought that the harvest of IM1's site yields the same materials as the control regions away from that site until we noticed a strange curled wire, which we now label IS-12, an abbreviation for the second unusual fragment from the first run on top of one of the magnets. He wrote in a diary he's keeping on the expedition. The fundamental question is, why was it not washed away by the ocean water as the sled was dragged by the ship? So when they do the scraping of the bottom of the floor, they're not sure why it didn't move. Why did it stay?
Okay, so like this piece of wire's embedded into this meteor?
Yeah, again, on the floor, I guess.
Okay.
The most plausible explanation is that the volcanic magnetic particles held it in place like a magnet. The wire is 8 millimeters long and curved twice with a rigid structure, which they don't know what it's made of.
I was going to say, I mean, there's a possibility that it could be space junk or a piece of a satellite that crashed into this here meteor and stuck into it.
Yeah.
Could be rebarb. Maybe they use rebarb up
Maybe,
there, or
maybe.
their version of rebarb if
Yeah.
they are aliens. If there's an alien ship, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm fascinated by the idea of like, look what we found. And people are like, what is it? And they're like, we don't know.
Yeah, and people still go crazy about it. It's the mystery that it is. That's why people get so excited.
Typically, when you ask questions, it yields more questions.
Mm.
And so I don't know what solution. I guess I've never done something like I'm usually like trying to solve something.
Okay.
Right? I'm not, hey, let's do this to see if I can come up with more questions.
Oh, okay. I get that.
Right?
Mhm.
So, like, as an example, I'm waiting for the claims person for my insurance company to call me about my backyard stuff from the storm, right?
Mhm.
They haven't called. I filed it on Sunday. It's now Thursday. I haven't heard from them, right? I'm not calling to get more questions about that. I'm calling to get like the answer.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right. The answers to the questions that you have.
Whether it's your number 4,000,
Mhm.
not like, who is this?
New phone. Who did?
Yeah, like that's not, which I feel is like what they're getting. Like, oh, so someone picked up. Okay, well, who was that? Why do they have a phone?
Right.
Right? Why do they speak English? Like, I don't do that. It's just a different mindset that I cannot wrap my brain around.
I guess, but we're using your backyard as an example. That's not foreign to you. You know exactly what it is and what's going on, and you have the questions you're looking for. To where this meteor is totally foreign. We have no idea where
Sure.
it came from. We just know it's a space rock.
You're going on a riding trip
Mhm.
to San Antonio.
Mhm.
Are you going on that riding trip to ask more questions or to get more questions? Are you going with either to get answers of like, how's my Airbnb?
I don't know. I can't follow your question on that one. I'm
You're
just
not
going
going-
just to go.
Yeah, but you're not going with the idea of like, I wonder what food they have there.
Yeah.
Right.
Will I eat food?
Will I want to do this again?
hmm
That's the kind of.
You already know the answer.
Right. I mean, I guess what kind of life, and it's Corpus, by the way, but what kind of life is going on down there? What is Gulf life like? You know, are there really shrimp boats out there? You know, constantly. I mean, are the waters as dirty as the pictures look? You know, stuff like that. So I guess yes, there are questions that I have that I'm going to go and get maybe some answers, whatever. But to
That's
your
it.
point-
That's it. You're going to get answers.
right, not to get more questions.
Yes.
Right. Makes sense.
I can't wrap my brain around that mindset.
Mm.
And to be able to convince someone to give me $1.5 million.
And that's probably why they're asking more questions. It's to guarantee that money, maybe.
Okay, I don't hate that. There are people that's how they get their salary, right?
Yes.
That would make sense if you think about it.
They don't want to solve it.
Right. We gave you $1.5 million to go do this research. Well, we need to keep that funding going because that's how I'm making a living.
I don't want to go
So-
find a job.
Exactly. So you start coming up with more questions to keep that going. That makes perfectly good sense.
It's kind of like I've said this before, that I don't think they want to cure cancer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's
They
no
get
money
so
to
much
cure it.
money that there's no money for the researchers.
Mhm.
There's money for the person that creates the cure.
Right. But there's no money. I mean, yeah, for the person that creates the cure, but the hospitals, big pharma, okay, that's pushing out the treatments, the pills, whatever. If they found a cure for cancer, and we just use that, then that department of big pharma would be null and there's no sense in it.
Yeah.
And then all those researchers, all those doctors, all those stockholders would lose their money.
I had this light put in the back patio, and it has a dimmer on it, right? And when I used the switch next to it, the dimmer did a weird thing, right?
Okay.
And the guy came out and he's like, oh, no, it's just a different light bulb. Why isn't it with like medical things? It's never like, oh, it's just, eat grapes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How about exercise?
Hey, just don't eat red dye. Like, that's it. So it's a simple, we made a mistake here. We started putting red dye. Don't do that.
Right.
Or corn syrup or whatever. French fries,
Yeah.
seed oil, whatever.
Glucose.
Whatever the thing is. Why is it just not like, can they do a controlled study? They're like, hey, let's just give one group no fast food, no, everything's all natural,
Mm-hmm.
and then give them and see of those people over their life who gets cancer.
That makes perfectly good sense.
And then this people just eat whatever you want.
Mhm.
Live your life.
Yeah, but then that would cut funding short because after let's say 3 years of research, we figured out the answer, and the people that ate healthy don't get cancer, and the people that ate fast food all the time do. Well, now that's over. What do we do now?
Yeah, but then we know, like, hey, just don't eat fast food rather than like, hey, so Viagra does this. Maybe let's take people with pancreatic cancer and give them Viagra. Maybe nope, it didn't. Damn.
Damn it,
Mhm.
they got huge erections.
They knocked over all the lamps and the cups of pencils in the exam room.
Everything's broken except for the boners. Boners fixed.
But to me, of all the things we've talked about with aliens and UFOs, this is the most fascinating thing.
See?
That they went and they're looking at it. Like this fell from the sky at a crazy speed. And we're like, yeah, I want to see video. Why aren't they setting up cameras for this stuff? Right? Like, why aren't we setting cameras? They knew it was coming.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Why didn't they set up a camera and be like, we got to see where this bitch lands?
Right. There's some YouTube videos out there. You can see it skirting across the sky and lighting up the sky. That's pretty cool. And then they don't know exactly where it lands. But you would think smart people stuff, they would be able to figure that out.
Is it, I always get them confused. Deep Impact and then Armageddon, right?
Okay.
Those two movies are very similar.
Mhm.
Came out about the same time. And in one of them, they blow up the thing and it crashes to Earth, and Taya Leone goes to stand by her dad at the ocean because they know they're going to die. So why not just look at the ocean?
Yeah.
And
Deep Impact, yeah.
yeah, Deep Impact. Thank you. And it hits and go, bah, and the water creates like a massive wave.
Mhm.
I want to know if that happened.
Right.
Or did it just go, whip? Right?
It was nothing. Just a little drop in the bucket. Well, I'm sure that it created something. But to be honest with you, I don't know anybody in Queensland. So, I mean, I guess I could research and try to find somebody. Be like, hey,
We have
what were
video.
you-
We have video footage from Mars. We have video footage from a ship that they drove into Saturn.
Mhm.
I feel like they could set up a GoPro.
Yeah.
You would think. You would think.
You figured out the ability to do this. Why not put a GoPro or just drones are amazing.
Yeah.
Just go put a drone. So have a drone just hanging out.
Just chilling wherever. Set its, coordinates for this, to follow the meteor as it's coming into the atmosphere. I think it's brilliant.
You can take a bunch of drones and make a Homer Simpson in the sky. I think you can figure out
Yeah.
how to get a drone to be out over the ocean for whatever duration.
Yeah.
Oh, the batteries. Again, we have put a camera into Saturn. I think we can figure this out.
Yeah. Nah, man. No, aliens.
We just don't need it.
Mm.
Yes, but you could get more YouTube clicks.
That is true. Think of all the likes.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show.
Excrement a week, so your quota is X. But I didn't know how it worked out. I guess it's just like you got 6 people. You can make this much poop.
Yeah, you should be able to
You
make this much poop.
Should be able to.
And if not, see your doctor.
The idea that would be a stress in your life.
Yes. What does stress do?
Right.
Stress
binds you up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
Answer.
Would you rather, Gimpy,
Uh-huh.
pay taxes or have to collect poop, your family's poop?
Pay taxes.
Amen.
Pay taxes, man. I am
Lindsay?
not. Oh.
I think I'd rather collect poop and use it for fertilizer than pay taxes.
You say that the first day.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
You may even say that the second day. But when you're on, let's just say month 6 of collecting your family's excrement.
Oh, I think it's worse than that. The first day the first month, you're not going to meet the quota.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, we can't go too far into this, but things are different for everybody.
Yeah,
and
everybody's
people
movements are different.
Everybody has different kinds. So let's just say you've got a bad flu one week. Flu will put you down for 4 days.
Yeah.
And there ain't nothing solid about a flu.
Or how about this? You're on an antibiotic.
But you
Right.
can't use that, right? Like it would have to be solid.
Listen, I didn't go deep into this. Sorry.
Right.
I didn't go to the ins and outs of every household and how many people and what antibiotics you were on and what did that have to do with it.
Yeah.
To me, the headline is enough.
Yeah. I'm assuming they just want the solid stuff. And I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, they
like
want a
Gimpy,
good
you-
turd.
You clean up after your ferrets. I clean the cat's litter box. I mean, it's not too much different.
It's completely different. One, you're trained by the animal. The other is
Right. We're trained by our parents to
Yeah.
do it in a receptacle.
Someone text in, put a colander over the toilet bowl.
dude.
I'm not
Problem solved.
pooping in the same thing that I strain my spaghetti noodles
No,
in.
you buy 2.
Yeah, but
one
you
for
got
your
a
noodles,
clean one,
for your
Lindsay. You
bathroom.
got a clean
Oh,
one.
God, and then
Sure.
you get them mixed up because, they're
You-
both silver.
Oh, one's plastic.
No, plastic absorbs smells.
Gross.
Use that one for your
Yeah,
pasta.
we're getting off. We're getting too far.
Gross. Come on, man.
220 pounds. 220 pounds.
A month. Or is that a year?
A year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. For
A
sure.
lot of fertilizer.
I get a bag of salt, and it's like 40-pound bag, right? For the water softener.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so like 5 of the that's a lot. I get it out of the trunk of the car and I'm like, but to do that with my own feces, family's feces is a whole other ball of wax. Amen, right?
Yeah.
When you think about the things that people go through in other countries, I'm like, can you imagine if somebody ran for office and they were like, hey, we're going to put down the national debt by harvesting our own feces. Listen to the math. There's this many number of us.
Uh-huh.
We can sell it at this much. We'll have this debt wiped out in no time and have a surplus.
Mhm. Mhm.
You'll be sent a bag.
Right, a government bag. That is not the best bag ever. It kind of leaks every now and again.
Y'all couldn't wear a mask.
For real. You want me to crap in a bag every day? Ship it off.
Think about
ship
that.
it
We
off.
couldn't get everybody on the same page
Hey,
with the mask.
hey, did you crap in your bag today, sir?
Look at that beta crapping in a bag.
Oh my goodness gracious. No, there's other options, man. There's other options. There are plenty of animals on this planet that we could be harvesting. Hey, we do harvest their dookie for fertilizer.
Yeah.
Why do we got to use our own? Is
Yeah.
ours as the human?
Yeah.
Is the human sample that much superior?
I can give you an actual reason why.
Why is that?
Box checked. We need more.
There's not enough crap in this world, which is crap in itself. There's more crap in this world
Yeah.
than we need.
Yeah. Most people don't know this. There is a whole subgenre
Mhm.
of studying the human feces.
Right.
And to the point where they do fecal transplants
Right.
to make people healthy.
Mhm.
That was somebody's idea. That was like, guys, that was a meeting. That was a table,
Yeah.
a long rectangular table, probably had lunch catered in. Okay. And I've got an
Do
idea.
the people that study fecal do lunch meetings? No.
probably not.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
And that office gives a whole new meaning to brown bag lunch. Hey, it's brown bag lunch meeting.
It's brown bag every day.
Brown bag. To me, yeah. Phew. I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
Someone was like, Dad,
Yes,
I
son.
don't want to study engineering anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, what were you thinking about getting into for the rest of your life?
I know
'Cause
that
a
it
career
is
very important.
I know that it is a family thing to be into engineering, but I've got to change it. I've got to chase my own dreams. I don't want your life.
I get that, son. I get it. I was an engineer. Your grandpa was an engineer. His dad and grandpa were engineers. I mean, it just seems to fit. But I'm curious, what do you want to do? Let me help you.
Whoopity scoop.
Excuse me?
Whoop-de scoop-de poop.
Did you just say poop?
Scoop-de-dee whoop.
And what are you going to do with this poop?
Poop-de scoop-de scoop-de whoop.
You're going to scoop it.
Whoopity scoop whoop poop.
You sure you don't want to be an engineer?
Poop.
Sure we can't guide you into some other field?
Whoop-de-dee scoop poop.
You could be a gynecologist if you want.
Poop.
Proctologist, it's close.
Poop.
If that's just what you want to do with your life, I mean, okay, good. I support you 100%.
Poop.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Somebody's like, I'm going to be the best poop expert ever.
Yes, absolutely.
How was work today, honey?
Poop.
It was the S.
Do not. Because I don't know about you guys, but my wife has friends that she works with, and we go to dinners with them or whatever, and they talk about work. And I always set a little thing on my watch, and about 20 minutes in, I'm like, okay.
Like trying to get out of the conversation
No,
or change the conversation?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay,
we're not talking
okay.
about
Yeah,
work
yeah,
anymore.
Yeah. I get that.
Do not bring it up at all if your husband or wife does poop. Not a fun dinner
No, because that's where
Talk.
everybody gathers around the table and talks about their day and how it was. And yeah, you can't do that if you're a poop expert.
Lindsay, do you have friends that do like plumbing or drywall work?
Yeah.
And when you need plumbing or drywall work, you call them, right?
Of course. Of course.
Do not call him about our poop, please.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, Jim,
Yeah.
you're an expert in the poops, huh?
Honey, my tum-tum isn't right. Call Jim.
Right.
I'm not calling Jim again.
Again.
He does not want to hear about my poop problems.
Sure, he does. He deals with it every day.
That's the conversation you have with people that do drywall,
Right,
Yeah.
electrical work,
They're professionals.
car repair.
Mhm.
He does it every day. He does not mind. Y'all had a show some time ago about well-endowed men who have trouble with the dating scene because of their genetic disposition. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to catch the whole show. Well, I'm not sure how to ask them. Are any of them still single? I'm 5'2", 120 pounds, pleasant on the eyes, and very capable of intelligent conversations. What are my choices?
What is going on here? Are they trying to get us to hook them up with a big dong man or
I
what?
don't know. I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Okay.
Right?
Is this person trying to get us to hook them up with somebody with a huge schlong? I don't, yeah.
It's conversations like this that create an illusion
Mhm.
that every woman wants a gigantic dong. Vaginas are all different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some, that's terrifying.
Right.
Some, that sounds exciting.
Right. Some, that's not even big enough.
Yeah. I have never thought if there is a website for women to go to find men that are well endowed. Now that we've said it aloud, I'm sure there's one.
Well, there has to be. They've got one for farmers, Christian singles.
Sure.
Why can't they have one?
Spoiler, those are all the same databases.
What?
Yeah.
Big dong dating.
And I'm sure there's one for this, but do like guys who like bolt-ons
Right.
breasts, is there a website for fake boobs, like only dating girls with fake breasts?
I feel like there probably is, but also I feel like that might be something in a profile, like on a dating app, like a question, like, do you prefer real or fake boobs? Or, you know what I mean?
I would know. I've never filled any
Me
one of those
either.
out, but that doesn't, you fill that out on a dating app. I don't take a lot of credibility with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on a site as looking for a partner and the website is fakeboobsforyou.com, then you better have big old bolt-ons, right? Same way for girls looking for guys with well-endowed junk.
Yeah.
If that's on, like, every guy's going to put that in his profile.
Right.
But if you're on a website of Tubuku, you better be.
Right.
I don't go to the chicken restaurant and order a hamburger.
Yeah. Do you have to upload measurements?
Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. Apparently, the guy from the Adventures with Purpose is been brought up on charges of child rape.
What?
Yeah.
And so let me give you the details and then I'll ask you my question. He apparently, this happened when he was like, they think 16 or 17, and a rape of like a a 10-year-old girl, like his cousin or niece.
So these are the guys that do the let's find the cars underwater.
Yeah, the
People.
scuba
Okay.
Yes, missing persons. They've
Okay.
solved 25 cold cases,
And one of them
all for free.
and one of them's being brought up on
The guy,
the guy is
his thing. He's, of course, has denied it
Right.
and tried to get it dismissed, which they're like, no, bitch, we're going to trial.
Huh.
And again, this happened when he was a juvenile.
He was 16 and she was 10.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Still not cool.
Still not cool.
Not at all.
Still not cool.
Mm.
Still should be held accountable if he did those things.
Absolutely.
You're a guy now, but
Well, that's my question. Is he a good guy? If he's found guilty, is he a good guy? He has solved 25 cold cases. He has brought peace to 25 families, doing things that if he didn't do them, there's a high probability they'd never get solved.
Right.
Because they already hadn't been solved. But he raped one kid.
Allegedly.
When he was a kid.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
One could say that he's doing all this good stuff to make up for the one bad act that he did.
Does it?
One could say, does it make up for it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think
That's a
it does
scarlet letter
either.
that you're holding with you because, I mean, you rape one person, kid or not, you're known as a raper. It's the whole goat bridge thing.
I hear you. I hear you.
So it doesn't matter how many good deeds you do, how many cold cases you solve, how many orphans you house or homeless people you feed, you're still a raper.
I can point to many people in history who were honorable people, but bad humans.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King, an amazing, steadfast persona in chaos.
Yes.
Massive philanderer.
Mhm.
Yeah. But good dude.
JFK, unbelievable calm when the world was on the edge of war.
Yeah.
Massive philanderer.
Yeah.
Right?
But I mean, that one could say, oh, that comes with power. You know what I mean? You become this person, this persona, and then people start, your options get a little bit more. It's like that Chris Rock bit. You're only as faithful as your options are. You're good right now, but you get bigger and bigger and bigger. Your options get more and more and more.
Mhm.
So therefore, you succumb to the temptations of the devil.
Yeah, but how does that argument work with people that aren't
Right,
like that?
Sure.
So I don't buy into that, but I hear what you're saying.
Mhm.
I do, you're only as faithful as your options.
Right.
Plenty of people have a lot of options and don't cheat.
Right. If Hitler, after all of his atrocities, decided, and didn't kill himself or whatever, but decided to be like, okay, I'm going to start helping out the homeless. I'm going to build orphanages. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Would that make him a good person? Even though he killed 6 billion Jews,
Yeah.
would that make him a good person now? Because
Yeah.
he's made up.
No.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm confident he probably helped Germans.
Right.
It's like saying he's a good painter.
Right.
No, I like him. I buy Playboy for the articles,
Right.
right? Like, I know I like just like his artwork.
Right. All German shepherds.
It goes along with
Dogs.
you can forgive but never forget what the person has done. Like if this guy, I guess it would be more so not up to us to say whether or not he's a good person, but his victim. If she forgives what he did,
I'm just saying, how many cold cases does he solve? Like he gets through the queue, right?
Mhm.
He's at the gates, and they're like, all right, Mr. Lexick, let's see here. Oh my gosh, you really did this. You solved all these cases.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me and my team, we, all for free and people got donations and the YouTube videos. We just, and they're like, YouTube. And he's like, yeah. But we did it all on our own and, we never gave up and we never interfered. We just did what we could and then involved the police and then got out of the way.
Mhm.
And they're like, wow, that is amazing. Yeah. I'm very proud of that. Okay. And then,
Uh-oh.
what's this? 10-year-old. You raped a 10-year-old. Yes, but if we could go back to the number of cold cases I have solved,
And all the justice I found for those families.
closure,
Closure.
peace,
Hmm.
who would step up and say, I'm the man.
Yeah, but you took advantage of a little girl who, couldn't defend or help herself.
I was 16. I didn't know any. I didn't. Boys be boys. Hormones.
It was a dare. Oh.
A dare.
That is the
I don't
worst
know.
game of truth or dare ever. Always pick truth on that one. Nah, man. But the thing is, yeah, you were 16. Yeah, you were young. But you still knew better. You weren't young enough to not know better. I think there is an age where you are old enough to know better and young enough to not know better. And I think 16, you are definitely old enough to know not to be diddling 10-year-olds.
Well, they say that even at 16, your mind is still developing.
Oh,
it's still
horse pucky.
forming.
No.
But I mean, I agree with you for sure. But I think it's up to
You
the
there with your
victim.
non-medical mind, me with my non-medical mind. Shut your mouth.
What do you know? Yeah, they are still developing, but you definitely know the difference between right and wrong
Mhm.
at the age of 16. At the age of 12, maybe I might give you a pass. I might give you a pass.
You get a rape pass at 12?
I'm not saying you get a rape pass. I said you might get a pass.
You might get a rape pass at 12.
Yeah, because you really don't know any better at that point in time, and plus there's only a 2-year difference between a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? But this is a 16-year-old who's been dealing with boners for what, at least 4 years now?
I don't know. Everybody's different.
Yeah, exactly. But so at least 3-4 years, this guy's been doing it, and he knows what that means, and he knows what he's doing. He knew what he was doing with that 10-year-old.
There are grown men who use the blue ball reference to sucker women in. So, and they definitely know better, but they think it's okay.
Right. Those people are just predators, and they're using any excuse they can.
I'm just saying the argument of age. There are some things men just think that's just the way it is.
Right, maybe so.
And they don't know it to be wrong, even though it is. I can't speak for Lindsay. We've heard Gimpy's opinion. I am on there is no pass for rape ever.
Mhm.
I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're married. I don't care. There's no pass. To force somebody to have sex with you without their consent is not okay. And a 10-year-old cannot give consent.
Correct.
No
At
way.
all. No matter how close the other person's age is to you. It's not.
Agreed.
Roman Polanski has made many beloved films, won awards, and the girl he raped has forgiven him. He's still a scumbag child rapist and should be arrested if he ever sets foot in the U.S. That's a text that came in.
Yeah, but her forgiving him is her thing.
Right, absolutely. That's a personal thing.
And him making great films is hardly the same as giving peace to over 25 families who don't know where their child is, and there's a tiny flame of hope that they're still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
Not the same at all. He does make amazing films. He's also a horrible human being.
Right.
That is an easy one for me.
This text says, if you can be charged as an adult with murder at 16, you should be able to be charged with rape at 16.
Yes, but he's not 16 now.
Right, of course.
Is the argument.
It's what happened then.
He's saying you cannot be held accountable for a crime you made as a juvenile. That's one of his arguments.
I don't think so, Tommy. I don't think so. At the age of 16, you knew what we were doing. And just because you got away with it for, I don't know how old this guy is now. We'll just
36, I think.
Okay, so just because you got away with it for 20 years doesn't mean that you shouldn't be held accountable. You just got lucky for 20 years.
I mean, I didn't know that was a thing, that they can't prosecute you for crimes you did as a juvenile.
I don't know, really.
I would think murder obviously would be an asterisk to that.
Right.
Well, and now the statute of limitations.
There's an argument for the
Yeah.
statute of limitations, but in Utah, where they're at, the statute is different, and it's based on when it's reported.
Okay.
Right. I think there's a difference between you stole a car at the age of 16 and now you're 26 and being prosecuted for that crime.
But you know better.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just talking about you can't be prosecuted for crimes you did as a child. I think there's a difference, or as a juvenile. I think there's a difference between shoplifting or stealing a car, something like that, and going joyriding and murder and rape. I think the more severe crime, you should totally be held accountable for.
Mm-hmm.
If you stole a car when you're 16 and went joyriding, okay.
Slap on the wrist.
Slap on the wrist, exactly. But you raped somebody, you murdered somebody, whatever the case is, that stuff doesn't go away.
I don't know if you should go away for either one.
For car theft or rape?
You're supposed to know better. Yes,
Right.
the other ones are obviously more harsh. But to me, there shouldn't be a double standard with it. It should be, no, like you know better.
Mhm.
You either know better or you don't.
Right. So the only way
You normalize it by letting another one be allowed.
Right, right. So the only way that it would be excusable, it would be if there was some kind of mental disorder. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, if they had a medical condition they were under treatment for,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Mm-hmm. Like, we'll just, say like some Down's kids, right? You got Down syndrome. You really don't know what's going on. Whatever. You do what you know. You see what I'm saying? Something to that effect, mental disorder. Okay. As opposed to, I don't know.
I think there's no pass for rape or murder.
Really?
At all. Any way, shape, or form. There's no thing where you go, they were mentally unstable.
Mhm.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. Well, it's like
Makes
that.
it even worse.
That old movie that I love so much, the Night of the Scarecrow, where, the girl gets, she was friends with the mentally challenged guy, the farmhand or whatever, and she comes up dead or raped and dead, and they thought that he did it, but he didn't do it, so he goes and hides into the Scarecrow, and then they end up killing him anyway, and he comes back and haunts everybody. So that's kind of where I'm at so far, as like, there should be some excusable. Not saying
Larry
Gary
Drake plays that. Oh my gosh. What a turd of a movie.
Yeah, it was awesome back in the day, though. Don't try watching it now.
Yeah.
Which I think it's on Pluto or something like that.
Larry Drake played the mentally handicapped individual in LA Law, and he kind of got typecast as that character. By the way, he's not.
Right. Yeah, Dark Night of the Scarecrow was the movie. That Night of the Scarecrow. Well, it just keep coming up the same thing.
1981.
That's the one. That's the one.
No rating.
None.
Yeah.
Watch it on Tubi.
It says it's on Netflix too. I might watch this.
Have you never seen this movie?
No.
Man, this is a movie that has been, haunting me since I was a kid. I remember watching it.
Haunting you in what regard? Because of, I'm going to say scarecrows, but
it's just one of those. I can remember watching it as a kid, and I remember when the village people, not the band, but the angry villagers,
clank, 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 clank.
They had their pitchforks and their torches, and I remember them stabbing that scarecrow many times. Well, at least the man and the scarecrow many times, and he died on the cross, whatever. Yeah. Nice. And he comes back and haunts him.
All right. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show, the Big Mad Morning Show.
Creating quite a mess below on the sidewalks. So residents are unhappy, and apparently there's a lot of people that are trying to move into these apartments and instantly turned off because they're stepping on the sidewalks, trying to look at apartments and stepping in poop.
Oh, well, look where you're going.
Right. BB Stokes Davis is a realtor who works at one of the businesses attached to the building. And she says, when we have customers coming in, there's dog poop all up and down the sideway. We talked to the resident manager out here about it, and they didn't get it cleaned up. They said they was going to put that guy out there who's above our property, but nothing's been done about it.
Poopy scoop.
Davis says residents have been dumping dog poop over their balconies, and it's landing on the awnings and ultimately on the sidewalks. It was all down doors and everything, she said. I'd go in the front door because I'm not going to put my hands on dog poop.
Scoop-dee-dee whoop.
We're told this is a reoccurring issue over the last year. The resident manager told their local Fox station tenants have been warned not to dump their dog feces over the balcony.
Oh, have they?
When it happens, they say the resident management team has cleaned up the problem. Well, not really.
Poop.
Because it's still happening.
I mean, it's got to be one person. It's not a movement.
Right.
Well, I mean, it is a movement. Yeah, thank you. for someone.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not like the entire apartment complex is banding together and be like, we just throw your poop over the balcony and
Yeah.
onto the awning.
Where
Right.
it's happening, put a deer camera up.
It's that easy, man.
Yeah.
Find out who done it, and
Yeah.
they'd be like, hey, pick up your crap.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
I actually I will forgive the occasional I'm not picking up dog poop when you're walking your dog or whatever, right?
Right.
Overall, you should.
Absolutely.
But you forget a bag, you're in a rush, whatever.
Mhm.
But this is gnarly, dude. Like you're deliberately, intentionally making it someone else's problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just being lazy.
Yeah.
No, you aren't being lazy. You are taking energy
Right.
and throwing it. You're not picking it up.
Right.
You're going out of your way, opening a door, a window, and heaving feces through it.
Well, I think what's probably they're just
Seem
letting
right.
their dog go on their own balcony,
Mhm.
and they don't want to, they don't want to be in on their balcony because that's where they like to go sit and enjoy their coffee or whatever. So they just throw it off their balcony.
I kind of interpreted that there was somebody throwing it because if it was on the balcony, I feel like they could narrow it down to like
Just
a
look up.
few.
Mhm.
And that's possible too. You would think that they would go knocking on the doors like, hey, you need to, I know you got a dog in here.
There's no dog.
I
Uh-huh.
just sit there, make my maintenance guy sit there and film it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing today.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna catch the poop tosser.
Yeah.
That's your job today, Franklin.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to be the one who's going to be out there all day just waiting for someone to heave
Right.
crap over the edge and get them.
Right.
So wait, I don't have to go mow lawns or paint apartments or go into someone's apartment to fix a water heater, nothing like that.
Nope.
You're just okay.
Yeah. Except if you've never been on a stakeout,
Oh my God.
it sucks.
It'd be brutal.
You're like,
Right. And
sorry.
by that time, you dozed off. Somebody's done throwing turds back on the balcony, the overhang and whatever. You missed your opportunity. God damn it. I'll be back out here tomorrow to try to catch him. Walt Disney World employee arrested for upskirt videos. So there's a dude, he's 26. His name's Jorge Vega, and he works at the Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities at the Star Wars Galaxy Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Apparently, this cat was caught by another employee taking a video. It was up the skirt of a young 18-year-old woman who was there shopping for lightsabers with her boyfriend. Yeah, he got a girlfriend. Anyhow, that's a different story. So the employee goes and tells the manager. Manager calls the cops. The cops come out and they talk to Jorge. And Jorge's like, yeah, man, I've been doing this for like 6 years. I've got like over 500 videos on my phone. Here, you want to see some? And he ends up sharing some of the videos with the police. Anyhow, the woman, the 18-year-old woman, had no idea she had been filmed. Old Jorge told the police that he does this because they're hard to find on the internet and that
My
he uses
goodness.
them for gratification.
Hey,
Mhm.
he is an entrepreneur.
Yes, he's helping out. He's providing a service.
At Disney, we want go-getters
Yeah.
solving problems.
Yeah. Well, Jorge got popped for video voyeurism. That's what he's in trouble
This
for.
story feels familiar. I know it's not the same
Mhm,
story,
mhm,
but I feel like we've read a story before about somebody doing this, but it was some other child predator thing or something, but it was like a janitor or something.
to the Disney World or whatever. It says back in 2018, Eric King, a Walt Disney World cast member, was caught using his phone in an employee-only men's room at Disney's Animal Kingdom and was charged with video voyeurism. Another member said that he was at the urinal when he noticed that Mr. King was filming him under the nearby bathroom stall.
I'm kicking somebody.
Oh,
Some beers and sodas brought to you by KMOD, and then fireworks on Friday and Saturday, right, Mike?
Yeah, back to back. And it's a huge, huge weekend for the Drillers, too. So great festivities promotionally and important games on the field.
It all comes down to probably going to end up coming down to Sunday for that first half title. How's your anxiety and nerves? I know you get fully invested.
Yeah, last night was a bummer, man. We had a tremendous start by River Ryan started the game through 5 no-hit innings, and they took him out. I'm not quite sure what the reason was, but they took him out of the game, and we had a 2-1 lead, I believe, and the bullpen squandered it. We lost 3-2. That was a big loss last night, but we got to get back at them tonight. I think it's going to be key for us to take at least 3 out of 4 here over the weekend to have a chance at it. 4 games in a row, which we've done the last 3 homestands at One Oak Field, gives us, I think, a great chance to win the first half.
Some exciting baseball happening down at One Oak Field, not to mention Tulsa 918, the Tulsa 918 weekend that's happening, and the new identity as the Tulsa Sound for the weekend with special jerseys and hats and all that. That's super cool. Beer Fest is happening on Saturday. Make sure you go to Tulsa, go to tulsadrillers.com to print and get your tickets. Mike, let's talk about Hennessy and the announcement you guys made this week. Came as quite a shock to everybody.
Yeah, it's terrible when you get that type of news, So for those that don't know, our manager, Scott Hennessy, we call him the mayor of Drillville. This guy loves Tulsa. He's invested in Tulsa. He's been our manager since 2017, and he's just an absolute winner and all-around super guy. And so he was diagnosed recently here with a treatable form of cancer that he's going to have to step away from the team for a bit and get that taken care of. That's certainly the top priority for him and for his family and for the Drillers organization. So, it's a tough situation, but Scott's a battler and he's a winner. He's gonna attack this thing, and hopefully he'll be back with us later this season or certainly for opening day next year.
Organizations getting kind of shock news like that, or news that can feel really emotional. How is you as a leader, like, what do you say to your team? Like, hey, do you go, let's do this for him? How do you keep a team motivated with such emotional, real news?
It's I think it's different for everybody. I mean, obviously from the top, from Brian and Justin and myself, it's just, to let everybody know the details as much as we can. And we got really, really great reassuring news from our trainer, who has been involved in talking with the doctors that, the form of cancer that he's got is very treatable with very, very high, like 97% success rate. So there's a reason for optimism, but it's just going to be a hard road to get there. And that's going to be on Sky, and we're just going to be there to support him. And I think everybody's motivated behind that. And the players on the team, the front office staff, everybody. So, it's just one of those things. It's life, and sometimes you get dealt a raw deal, and you got to move forward with it.
Well, you said it. He's the mayor of Drillville, and the people of Tulsa always come out and support people when they're going through hard times. And you guys are going to do things to kind of help raise some money for an organization that he's asked you guys to raise money for.
Exactly. We asked him what we could do. The players asked him what they could do to help support him. And, over the years that he's been our manager, he's had multiple visits to the Children's Hospital at St. Francis, and that's made an impact on him personally. And obviously that was his first thought was, let's do something to support the Children's Hospital. So throughout this homestand and probably for the rest of the season, the players are donating, the Dodgers are sending in items, and we'll just always have an auction table over there to try to, to support, Henny's, interest in supporting the Children's Hospital, and hopefully we can raise some good money in his name.
Couple regular professional sports things to talk about. All-star ballots are today's the last day for the voting on that, and Shohei Ohtani just continuing to get ridiculous number of votes.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I'm 50 plus years old at this point. There's never been a more enigmatic, incredibly, interesting that crosses over into the casual fan realm as a guy like Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, he's just blowing people away. Nobody wants to see any player in Major League Baseball more than him. And we're talking about that at a time when we've got players like Aaron Judge that are just absolutely generational talents.
Yeah, and I was shocked by the current leaders in the voting being Blue Jays getting a lot of attention.
It's a country's team, and the Blue Jays are good. They got a ton of talent on it. So when you got everybody undivided in a whole entire country, I mean, they can crank up some votes. So good for them. Good for them. They do have some great players. There's no doubt.
Let's talk about the Rangers-White Sox game from a couple nights ago. It seems like the manager for the Rangers is getting kicked out of every game, but the White Sox took the lead after a review where the catcher for Texas they said he was blocking the path to home plate, and then they said, well, no, it was how he was set up that was blocking the path. All the reviews show he wasn't blocking the path at all.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that one either. From what I saw of it, it seemed like he was positioned on the back side of the plate. There was certainly a clear path for the runner to get to home plate in that situation. So again, I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of nuance in how they interpret these rules, and based on the way the rule seems to be written, as a fan interpreting it, looking at that play, it did seem like the runner had a path to get there. But controversial plays got a lot of people talking. And you're right, the Rangers, Bochy, he's a fiery guy. Look what he's done. He's turned around basically a last place team into a first place team. And part of it's because he supports his players so hard and shows them he's as much into it as any one of them.
Yeah, if you can bear the amount of time it takes him to get out of the dugout to get to the umpire, it's definitely entertaining. Entertaining baseball happening down at One Oak Field. Make sure you support the Tulsa Drillers as they are in town going for that first half title. It's Chick-fil-A 918 weekend, identified as the Tulsa Sound. Super cool merchandise that goes on sale this morning, I think at 10 a.m. TulsaDrillers.com to get your tickets. Mike, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Corbin. Thanks as always, and have a great weekend.
You
guys.
too. We'll be back.
Powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great taste. And as she was moving, I was like, that's awesome. I'd love to have you on and talk to you about
what?
being Pippi Longstocking.
About what?
And why are you in Tulsa? Why
About
did you
what?
move here?
What have
Why?
you been doing
What-
since 1988?
I can tell you, she did Disconnect in 2010.
It would be the shortest interview of all time. I'm
Says
sure
you-
she's a fantastic
You don't
individual.
know that.
What was it like to have coat hangers in your pigtails?
Exactly. You might learn some things about her.
About what? Get Danny Boy on! Don't
Yeah.
get her!
He's old news, man. He's been in town long enough.
Shooting your shot. Get out of here.
Hey, why not?
That felt self-serving.
Got a thing for
It
redheads.
is what it is.
I don't even know what's happening. All right, Jerry Springer's
Pippi.
dead.
Oh, Pippi.
Redheads and beards.
Hit the button.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Young Sheldon way more than The Big Bang Theory.
If you ever say that again, I'm going to call the HR department.
Why?
That
Big
is
Bang
the
Theory
most
is a
offensive
giant turd.
That's the most offensive thing I think I've ever heard you
Young
say.
Sheldon it's not the greatest, but it's better than Big Bang Theory.
I am so disappointed in you right now. You've done some things that are pretty crazy, and this might be the most disappointing thing I've ever heard you say.
He was the executive producer of Cowboys and Aliens.
I feel like you and I run in succession on a lot of things, but this Young Sheldon thing has got me twisted.
Have you ever watched an episode?
I've watched enough to go, no.
If I gun to my head, you got to choose one, Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory. I'm going to choose Young Sheldon, man.
No, I'm still a no. I'll
You
pick Big Bang.
Just shoot. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of the girl. She's so hot.
Yeah, but
Kaylee Cuoco.
But everything else about that show negates her hotness.
I can turn it down.
It doesn't matter. You still got all those other
Doesn't
dorks.
matter.
David from Roseanne and, the old Sheldon. And I'm just like,
Her and David are the best characters on that show.
I'll give you that. But for the most part, the show is
By the way, there's some people right now just so twisted up. I didn't pick the Bazing guy or whatever.
whatever
I
his
don't
name
even know his name.
I never watched either one of those.
I find that shocking.
Yeah. I pick Roseanne over either one of those.
I figured
Well,
you would
shows.
be in that market there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you're off a couple decades with Roseanne.
No, or the Connors. I'll watch the Connors over.
Again,
Either
I think the
one.
Connors came way late, like almost at the very end
Oh,
Yeah.
The Big Bang?
of Big Bang. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one that she was on with John Ritter. yeah.
Parents?
No.
Rules dating my teenage
Yes,
daughter, something
yes.
like that. 16
Nice.
rules to dating my teenage daughter
Yes.
or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Had Peggy Bundy in it as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know that show either.
Yeah, that one was good. Because she played the blonde daughter that you like from
Yeah.
Big Bang. She played his daughter on that.
8 Simple Rules was the
Yes,
name
that
of
was
it.
it.
He
And
doubled it.
I had to check it. That was a good
16.
series. That was a good
36
series.
rules.
was.
Listen, how many rules you need to date your teenage daughter is,
Yeah.
arbitrary.
Infinite.
This guy needed 8. I need like 32.
8. What were the rules of the show for dating the
I
daughter?
don't think they ever said.
I don't either.
Oh, come on.
I don't think they ever said.
Come on.
No, I don't think they ever did.
There had to have been. There had to have been rules, right?
Surely. All right. Here we go. All right.
You found it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it had to have been
There
widely
actually
known.
were.
There's a wiki here, so give me just a minute
Okay.
because it says something like bring her home before midnight or something like that.
To me, if you name a show that, it's gotta. There better be at some point you play that out,
Mm.
right?
Right.
Smallville, the TV show Smallville took place
All right.
in Smallville, right?
Sure.
Roseanne, it was about Roseanne,
Mm.
right? They had to rename it the Connors because Roseanne wasn't on it anymore.
right.
Like, you can't get in here, you racist bitch. All right, so here's the rules. 8 simple rules for dating my teenage daughter.
From the show.
From the show.
Okay.
Use your hands on my daughter and you'll lose them after. That's rule number 1.
John Ritter is hardly that guy.
Right?
Really?
He might be the nicest character ever on any show, ever.
But that's what they want us to believe.
I think only one time he played a character that was really bad, evil.
Okay.
He mostly was the good golly G guy.
Wow, even on Problem Child, he was
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah. He was like, he could have been on SNL. Like he was a, what do they call it when a comedian, they like hurt themselves and stuff like that? He's that type of comedian.
Okay. Like Chris Farley was,
Chris
where
Farley,
he'd fall over on tables and it wouldn't bother him any at all.
Yeah.
But that's what they want you to believe. Maybe deep down inside, he's really just a mean
Sure,
asshole.
who he is off screen is, yeah, but we're talking about the character.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The character is like, oh, we're such a nice guy or whatever, 99% of the time, but you get that 1% that's never shown.
But
you know,
it's kind of like when Kevin Hart threatens you, you go, come on, man.
Yeah.
You don't know he's this badass muscle guy.
Right. All right. So number 2, you make her cry, I make you cry.
Again, not on brand with John Ritter.
Number 3, safe sex is a myth. Anything you try will be hazardous to your health.
That's just bad parenting. That's just, I mean, they're going to have sex, right? So now you're turning them away from practicing safe sex.
Right now they're going to do it just to spite you,
Yeah.
Dad.
Well, it's not safe.
He's going to raw dog it just to spite your dad.
God, that word is so awesome. I hate it and love it at the same time.
All right. So number 4, you're looking at bring her home late. There's no next date. Notice how everything rhymes with these rules.
That's on John Ritter brand.
Yeah. Number 5, if you pull into my driveway and honk, you better be dropping off a package because you're sure not picking up anything else.
Who delivers stuff to your house? Who delivers stuff in honks?
I don't know.
No one.
Usually they knock
UPS?
on
No,
the door.
no one.
Ring a doorbell.
For us,
something like
DoorDash?
Right.
Domino's in the time like that? No, that's not a
Sure.
thing.
It says alternative rule number 5, only delivery men honk, dates ring the doorbell once. That was his alternative to the number 5.
Okay.
The honking.
Oh, okay.
All right, so number 6, no complaining while you're waiting for her. If you're bored, change my oil. Change, not check.
Mm.
I don't know. If you know who John Ritter was, he might mean.
He
Something
did play a
completely
little
different.
fruity fruit on Three's Company.
Word?
At least to Mr. Furley, Mr. Roper, he
They
was.
believed
he
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Number 7, if your pants hang off your hips, I'll gladly secure them with my staple gun.
Mm.
What
Yes.
a dick.
Assault.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, not on brand with
Nope,
John Ritter.
not at all.
And lastly, here, number 8 for 8 simple rules of dating my teenage daughter. Dates must be in crowded public places. You want romance? Read a book.
I like it.
Again, that might be the most on brand of all of them
Yeah.
for John Ritter.
Yeah.
I had to look up whether or not John Ritter ever played a bad guy. And the only one I found was his role in the film Bad Santa. Bob Chapesca.
With Billy Bob Thornton?
Yes.
Was he still alive at that time? I mean,
In
apparently the internet says so, but
2003.
okay.
He was out to expose him for the hard drinking, offensive brute that Billy Bob Thornton's role was.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Sure enough. And John Ritter died in 2003. Wow.
Mhm.
So shortly after he did that, I guess.
Yeah.
How about that?
I feel like I saw him in a because he was in Sling Blade, if I remember correctly, too. Like he was the friend, he was the father of the boy. Was he
Mm.
evil in that?
Mm. I don't think so. Maybe.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But Problem Child, we know him as.
Yeah.
I feel like there was he played Roy Slade. Is that right?
In Sling Blade? No.
No. Oh, he was the priest.
Mm.
That feels on brand for John Ritter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who had John Ritter on there? What they'll talk about today? Bingo card.
Yeah, not me.
Nobody. I found some myths about serial killers.
Oh, fun.
All serial killers are men. That is a myth.
Well, yeah.
Reality is that it's just not true. As of late of 1998, a highly regarded former FBI profiler said there are no female serial killers. The news and entertainment media also perpetrate the stereotypes that all serial killer offenders are male and that women do not engage in horrible acts of violence. The lethality of a female fatale is presented in book or film. She's most often portrayed as the manipulated victim of a dominant male.
Mm.
The reality concerning the gender of serial killers is quite different from the mythology of it. There have been many more male serial killers than females throughout history. The presence of female serial killers is well documented in crime data. We pointed that out when we did our list the other week.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, approximately 17% of all serial killer homicides in the U.S. are committed by women. Only 10% of total murders in the U.S. are committed by women. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD, qualifying people for golf and beer for a year. Make sure you're listening for that cue. And Kevin Heifel got qualified from Owasso. Kevin's now in the running. Might be winning that golf and beer for a year. A case of Corona Premier Light Beer and a round of golf for two at Birdie Bay. Every month for the next 12 months. You got to get qualified, though. Another chance coming up tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. every hour at the Big Mad Morning Show. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin, and happy 24th porn star birthday to Alice Pink. You can see this spunky little vixen in hits like Big Boats, Small Hose, Quarantine Desperation, and my favorite, Getting Perky for His Turkey.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Good morning, Corbin.
I don't know what's better, the names of the porn stars or the movies.
I'm going with the names.
The movies.
We just talked to Mike Malega about this new look that the Drillers have. Why don't you come out and check it out tonight? And you can see me through the first pitch. Get your tickets at TulsaDrillers.com.
We do Top List on Thursdays at this time.
It's time for a Big Man Morning Show's Top List. Random topics, randomly drawn with random results. Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with this week's Top List.
This week's Top List is things to do when the power goes out. For a town about the size of Owasso, that's as many people as still without power. It's like at over 80,000 in Tulsa Metro. At least it was this morning at 4 a.m. So things to do when the power is out. What do you got for number 5, Lindsay?
Number 5 is sleep. Just go to bed. Call it a night.
At 1 in the afternoon?
Sure, why not? Take a nap.
I mean, the power's out like for days. You can't sleep for days.
Yeah, but you can get a really good power nap in. And then, I mean, power's out. What else am I going to do? I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Just going to sleep. Number 4, drinking games.
It's fun for the children.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Grab your Kool-Aid, kids.
Oh, God, the
Yeah.
bellyache. Oh.
Yeah, whatevs. Number 3, read. And if it's dark, read by candlelight. Number 2, if it's dark, ghost stories by candlelight. Good time to take advantage of using those candles. Telling ghost stories.
This is not a critique of your list. I don't know what you do on day 3.
You say the same ghost story you said on day 2.
I mean, there's 5 of us in our household, so I'm sure someone's gonna come up with something. Number 1, for just me and my partner, have sex.
Oh,
Good
thank God.
quantification.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real.
Yes.
Again, I don't know what to do on day 3.
More sex.
You're doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're not even going to work
No.
with kids and no sound to cover up sex.
Right. No humming of an air conditioner, no tinking of a ceiling fan chain,
No
tinking
music.
against, no music, no nothing. Just the smooth sounds of mom and dad making love.
Oh, we didn't have power. Is that macaroni?
What's that whooping sound? Whoop.
All right. We're doing our top list of things to do when the power is out. Number 5, Gimpy.
Number 5, I put down here, go walk around the mall. They've got generators for the most part, and they got the doors open and the AC's on. Just go walk around, be an old person for a little bit. Walk around, soak up some of that energy, some of that AC, cool off a bit. And if the mall is closed or has been destroyed, well, then there goes that one. But we're just assuming that the mall is still operable. Okay. Number 4, clean the house. You got nothing better to do. Why not take time to deep clean your house? Maybe rearrange some furniture. You can get the grout on your tiles sparkling again. You know, just go into full-on tweaker mode and clean your house. You know, or maybe reorganize and alphabetize your spices on your spice rack or something. I don't know. I put number 3 as sleep as well. I got sleep on there as well. I mean, you're going to only sleep for so long, and then you're going to get up, and then you'll probably clean the house maybe a little bit. I don't know, and then go back to sleep. But I think that's a good, easy way to pass off even a couple of days. You'll get more sleep in those couple of days than you have gotten in years.
Maybe. With the dead silence
and the heat. Yeah. But hey, if they could do it in 1883, we can do it in 2023. Just saying.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
They didn't know better.
Right.
They didn't know what AC was.
Right.
They didn't know what they were missing.
Number 2 here, I have play disc golf. Go play around a disc golf, or even really just go to the park or something to that effect. Get outside and do something, you know, to pass the time away. If it's going and walking around the park, or, you know, sitting and people watching at the park or whatever, get outside, go to the park. I suggest disc golf. It's free. You get out there, you're walking around, you're getting your exercise. You're buying at least an hour or so of time away. And the fun thing about that is, like, that's something you could literally do all day long. You can get up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, when the sun's peeking in and it's hotter than all balls in your house because you don't have any AC. You just grab your disc golf bag and you head on down and hit every goddamn park in town if you want, or venture out and go to another town that has different parks. But that's literally something you can do from sunup to sundown when you don't have any power. It keeps you busy. You'll be tired as all get out by the end of the day, but definitely would keep you busy. And then number 1 here, go for a long ride to somewhere that has electricity. Makes perfectly good sense to me. I mean, a lot of people here in Tulsa don't have electricity, but what about the people in Bartlesville? Take a little road trip somewhere. Go to Oklahoma City, Dallas, whatever. Just take a ride.
Get away.
Just get away. Get away. You're burning time by driving or riding or whatever on the road. You get to where you are that has air conditioning. You can have yourself a nice meal. You can cool off a bit, maybe even go see a movie or something at a different location, someplace that does have electricity. Get up and go somewhere that does have power.
I have some friends that were planning a trip to go to Mexico this week already.
Oh.
Power went out on their house on Sunday. They left Monday morning.
Can you blame them?
No, like it was already set. Like, what are the odds? Like, how great is that?
Right.
And they weren't supposed to get power back until Saturday.
And they ain't coming back until
Sunday.
There you go.
So they were probably already prepared with getting the food out of their house anyways if they were going to be gone.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Not to say you won the lottery, but that is the best case scenario.
Yeah, it worked out for you, for sure.
We're doing top list, things to do when the power is out. I kind of looked at this as from a naked and afraid, it's out for 5 days
Okay.
type of scenario, not just a, the power's out. I don't know when it's coming back.
Mhm.
Because when the power goes out in our house, to me, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
We ain't getting games out. We ain't doing all that. Usually happens at night. It'll come back on.
Mm-hmm.
Very boring.
Mhm.
So I approach from like, it's going to be out for 5 days. Number 5, eat your emotions and also what's in the fridge before it goes bad.
Makes good sense.
No reason to waste it. Let's get some skin on.
This jar of pickled okra's been in here since October.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, we're eating it.
Yeah. That's
Not
what's for dinner
Corbin.
tonight. Try to remember, number 4, try to remember people's phone numbers.
Oh, God. Yeah, you can sit there forever. Just rolling through your Rolodex in your mind.
Or get them off your phone before the power dies.
Okay.
Do you own a power brick?
Yes. Yes.
Do you own a power brick?
Yeah, like a
Gimpy?
portable battery.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them.
Because you never know.
Absolutely.
I can't even tell you how many times that we've been at the 28 hour doing whatever, and it's come in useful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you go, oh, you can charge in your car. Yes.
Mhm.
But if I want to keep my phone in my pocket or whatever.
I had to use mine over the weekend, traveling to Memphis. My phone was dying. I had it hooked up, Bluetooth, running through the speaker and blah, blah, blah. And get down to like 35%. Got my little portable battery in my cut, and I just run the cord up to the little holder. Boom. I'm charging as we go.
Number 3, try to not initiate carbon monoxide.
Don't start a fire in your house.
Don't run your gas grill because you can. You don't know what's happening.
Mhm.
Be smart because it's the silent killer.
Right.
You won't know it's happening because you'll be just thinking that, horns coming out of your friend's or your partner's face is normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Number 2, board game challenge. Collect every board game you own. Find as many, like that's a game itself. Find all the board games. Line them up. Every hour, we're going to play a different board game.
Alrighty then.
Why not?
Wow.
Sure.
It helps pass the time.
Yeah.
And then number 1, for me, a pool. Whatever that looks like. If you need to get an inflatable, you got a little plastic $25 one, you have a neighborhood pool, you got a friend's pool.
Mm.
Go to the pool. Much like Gimpy's disc golf example, just be doing something
Mm-hmm.
will feel like refreshing. Again, I'm treating it as like you're out for 5 days.
Yeah. That's literally something you could do 5 days in a row.
I think you got to treat it like a naked and afraid thing. And like, you got to sleep during the day. It's so hot
Yeah.
that you got to do zero movement during the day.
If you can sleep, I mean, you might just be laying there miserable because it's so hot.
I'm just zero
Mhm.
movement.
Mhm.
If you can lay there and just be still.
Yeah.
That's better than, scrubbing grout or getting, sweaty, unshowered piggy on top of each other.
Learn to meditate.
Sure. Learn to meditate.
All right. That's what this text says. Meditate and medicate and get drunk. Well, that's only 3.
Things to do while the power's out. Spread rumors that this will be permanent. Number 4, if anyone has power, accuse them of witchcraft. Number 3, rile up the people without power. Number 2, declare yourself king of the powerless. And number 1, burn the witch.
I love it.
No power, easy, smoke weed.
Right.
That does have a point of attrition, I think.
Yeah.
You don't
eventually.
want paranoia to kick in.
Oh,
Make sure you got the right strain.
No, but if you do that, then it'll help you to eat up all the food before it goes bad.
That is a true statement. And you wouldn't care how long that jar of pickled okra has been in there. So good.
You might
Yeah.
even eat it.
No, because you're sitting, my taste buds are heightened, so it'll taste more gross. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show is coming.
Done. Let them go to bed. Let them wake up sober.
See the TV again.
See the TV again with the bullet holes in the television and probably in the walls. And then we'll figure it out from there. Be like, listen, bro, you shot the television. How do I know that me, Miguel, Vera, and the rest of them are all... He's Cowboys fan. I'm just assuming. But how do we know that we're not next? I'm not going to take this chance.
Do you call the
SA?
police?
Oh, this is the next day?
Whenever. You're at my house, that happens. Do you call the police?
You'd leave before you call the police.
On your way out?
Yeah, on the way out the door, like in the driveway, driving away. You know, if it was one of those, all right, he just got done shooting the television. I think this is my moment where I can leave. Like he's in the bathroom taking a whiz, right? Because he's been
You wait for
drinking
your
all that.
moment to
Wait for your
Okay.
moment, and then you go ahead
Okay.
and you skedaddle on out of there, and you call the police and let them come over to the house and deal with it. And then you got to go to the house the next day, and then you got to see the TV on the ground with bullet holes in it, and then remember.
Yeah.
Then you change the locks.
Yeah. I think you definitely wait the
Definitely.
next day. Calling the police feels like that makes sense.
It does. It does.
You fire a weapon within my proximity, I feel like I've got to call the police
Mhm.
because that's not normal behavior.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of letting him marinate in it.
You sit here and think about what you've done.
You don't even need to say
Sir.
that, right? Right?
Right.
That's like telling a fat person they're fat. They own mirrors. Like, you come in.
Shot the TV.
Yeah. Son of a. What happened to the team?
Right. Goes, stumbles up, still drunk a little bit. Oh, goddamn tequila. Ay, Dios míos. Goes for the television to turn on the news. Click, click. Nothing. TV's on the floor with bullet holes in it.
How stupid. And then do you upgrade after that, or do you just get whatever you get the Aspina brand that you've never heard of that's on sale for $200?
In case this happens again.
Yeah, right.
That's all you can afford. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
people don't keep a surplus TV budget in there. I don't think.
No, that's what pawn shops are made for, man.
I haven't bought a TV in like at least 4 years. And that's when I moved into the house.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not true. I bought one for the playroom, I guess.
Yeah, but you bought one of the cheaper ones, right? You didn't go, Samsung or nothing like that.
Yeah. All I got to
This
tell
is-
you is Roku. That's all I got to tell you.
I got
A
one of those
Roku
too.
TV is cheap and it works fine.
Absolutely.
People are like, well, how many HP did the thing and lines and all that? I'm like, it comes on.
Right. Does it have a picture? Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Can you get to the YouTube? Yes. That's it.
I'm confident with higher level brands, you get a different picture.
Mhm.
Confident.
Mhm.
I just don't care.
Right.
It's kind of like a diamond ring.
Mhm.
There's different levels of a diamond ring.
Mhm.
Sure.
But you get over a certain threshold, the human eye, cannot tell the difference.
Right. Now you're just spending money.
Yeah, there's
For
no reason to
status.
get, I don't know what it is, like an A diamond. You can't see the difference between an A, B, J, whatever. You need a monocle to do that.
Right.
So it's same with TVs. I'm like, who cares?
If it's going in a kid's room or like an outdoor TV, right there with you. If it's the main TV in the living room, though, no.
Oh, how about this? Someone's like, what if it's at your house? Like you invite me over to watch the game and I shoot the TV.
There is so much going on in that situation. One, you owe me a new TV, brah. Two, we're not friends anymore.
You can't shoot a
Three,
gun in my house.
I'm
Yeah.
calling the cops immediately. And if you try to run off before the police get there, I'm telling them everything. I'm rolling right on over. I'm telling them everything about you. Because now you've destroyed my house. It's one thing to destroy your own property, but you come into my house and you start firing guns
And why do you got to carry a gun to a watch party?
Right.
because you never know.
Sure.
Home invasions happen, Corbin,
Sure.
in the middle of football games.
No, listen, even robbers know there's nothing to take at a Cowboys fan house. I found this list of annoying things people say. I'll say the phrase. You guys tell me if you say it. This is going to be humiliating for all of us.
All right.
Okay.
Annoying things people say.
I don't mean to be rude, but I hate this phrase.
Mhm.
You do mean to be rude.
Yeah. That's just like, hey, I don't mean to interrupt. But
That is a weird psychological thing you do as a human being to make yourself feel better. I don't mean to interrupt, but that type of thing.
I don't know if I say that. I don't think I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I say that.
Okay. It's common sense is another one. I've heard people say that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's common sense, and people are lacking it nowadays.
Yeah.
Of the two we've read, I'm not willing to go all in that I've never said them.
Okay. I'll be honest. I've said both of those.
I simply have a powerful personality. I've never said that.
No, hell no.
I hate this statement. Let's agree to disagree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just, let's throw in the towel here.
Well, I mean, you arguing back and forth.
Right.
There's not going to be any resolution. Let's just agree to disagree.
I see that as I don't have anything else to argue about. I can't. I have nothing left. I have no more ammunition,
Mhm.
and I can't accept that I've lost,
Right.
or I can't accept that I've won, or whatever.
Uh-huh,
And so you go to that statement.
you should just stomp your feet and walk away.
It's just a joke.
Oh, geez. Said
I've
that
said that.
Yeah.
several times on the show.
Well, okay. What is said on the show
Uh-huh.
is different than reality.
Right. Right. I get that. I get that. They're just jokes. Say that to the people they're directed to when they take
Yeah.
it personally. It's just a joke, man. Calm down.
These are annoying things people say. Let's unpack this. Okay, moving on.
yeah. Mirror you.
Do you know who I am? I've never said that.
Never.
I never have either. Not like to anybody in particular. Like, I'm at, bar, restaurant. You know who I am?
Right.
No. But like in a joking manner.
Telling a story?
Yeah.
For sure.
You know who I am?
No, you're right.
Come on.
And I've been with people that have said it and it makes me cringe. Like where they've said, do you know who this is? I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Next couple are going to sting.
Mm.
It is what it is.
Oh, that's my fave. That is my absolute fave.
I will validate that. That is annoying to hear. Well, actually.
Ugh. Those come in on a lot of
Yeah.
texts on here.
Yeah. And on this show.
Mhm.
Love the sinner, hate the sin.
No.
Again, another phrase that people use to excuse behavior.
Right.
Yes.
I always keep it real, and a lot of people can't handle the truth I speak.
That's just a way of saying I'm an asshole.
Totally. I've said that. I've said that line.
Mhm.
That's problematic. I don't find that one annoying.
No.
That's an observation you're making. You're not critiquing anybody. You're like, well, that's problematic.
Yeah. You can see something on the horizon like this is going to cause some issues. Yeah.
I need to speak to a manager.
Hi, Karen. I've never had to say that.
I can't, upon reflection, like with not in the moment of a fly in my soup or whatever, I can't think of a reason I need to speak to the manager.
No. It's simple. I just won't come back to X place, wherever it is.
Agreed.
There's nothing me speaking to the manager will fix.
No.
It is strictly an ego move.
Mhm.
I need to know you've heard me.
Right.
I need to believe you're going to fix this.
Mhm.
Not to play the devil's advocate, but show's based off that theory. Trust the science. I've heard that too.
Right.
I'm just an aggressive person. I have a lot on my mind.
I'm an asshole, and I need to get all this out.
Full stop.
That sounds familiar.
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. There's a news story of this person in New York City on the subway, and he had been cut, stabbed, slashed, and the guy was yelling for them to stop the train, and all the people on the train are seen as just like a derp.
Right.
And the question is, how insensitive are these people for them not to stop and help?
Mm-hmm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to put it at a high 8. I get why nobody would.
Say more.
Well, nobody wants to get involved. They don't want to get hurt themselves. This guy here is getting stabbed and cut and beaten up, and the bystanders are like, whoa, I don't want to get stabbed, cut, and beaten up. I don't want to get in the middle of this, even though the right thing to do is, hey, bro, why don't you stop stabbing and cutting that guy? And maybe, I don't know, detain him until the train comes to a stop and get the police involved. But nobody wants to do that. They don't want to get hurt. Bunch of damn pussies.
It was in New York City.
New York
Yeah, in the
I
summer.
think, yeah. See, I think it depends on where it's at. I think it's because it's New York City. I think if it were here, people would stand up for the guy and help out.
I don't think so.
People be people.
Mm-hmm.
I know we like to give this image of like everybody in New York City is hard-nosed and doesn't give an F. I see it happen here. You don't just move here and suddenly have this ability to be nurturing and caring.
Right.
You don't suddenly move to New York and have this sudden ability to be nose up.
I just think people mind their own business more there.
Mind your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could see that. But you see somebody that's getting beat up, cut, stabbed. I mean,
seeing that happen to them is not the same as somebody just meandering through a subway train saying, please stop, call 911. The same things a crazy person says. Sidebar, we just had a news story where some guy was saying crazy things. They put him in a chokehold and he died.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So why would you not pay attention? Why would you get involved? Famous story in the 60s of a woman walking home, raped, stabbed to death. 38 people had reports of hearing something, just didn't do anything. And Kitty something died. That's a real story. That really happened.
Mm-hmm.
So people have been minding their own business for a long time.
Right. But, I mean, should you mind your own? Yes, mind your own business in some certain aspects. But if you see something bad happening to somebody, you probably should, at least at the bare minimum, call 911.
And what? Somebody's screaming?
Yeah, absolutely. Something's going on here. Let's use this example on the subway here. I'm on the train. Let's pretend that you can get service on a subway. I don't know. Never been. But hey, I'm on the subway and there's somebody here stabbing, cutting, and beating up this other person. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like it should stop.
Yeah, again, seeing it in the act is different than somebody stumbling around going, stop the train, call 911. Which is what this person was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I thought that like the act was happening and people were watching.
No.
Okay, that's how I understood the way you told it. Well, then that changes everything. Still at this point in time, you should stop and be like, hey, are you okay? Is everything fine? Can I call an ambulance for you or something?
I got to tell you, of the times I've been in a big city, I feel like the golden rule is don't engage crazy people.
Maybe so. But you got to take a chance, right? You got to have some kind of faith. You know, you're going to let it rest on your conscience that this person died because you thought they were a crazy person, but they were actually legitimately looking for help because they've been stabbed, cut, and beat up. So you're just going to let that person die and you're going to live with that?
If you know, I mean, I think if I'm anywhere and I see blood pouring off somebody, and they're saying, stop that person or stop the train or call 911, yes, I would say something.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're just like, stop, call 911, and they're just walking by me, I'm probably not going to look up.
That may be fair.
Just because my experiences have been in a big city or even walking through downtown Tulsa is I ain't making eye contact.
Right.
Because then they see it as an invitation to get engaged.
Right, but you can always stop the engagement.
You can try.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you're on a train, you're kind of stuck. You can only go so far. As many cars as that train will let you go. You can distance yourself from the situation. You know, are you sure? Is everything okay? Can I get you some help? Call 911. And then they start engaging with you and maybe start, threatening you. Then yeah, you tried your hardest to be a good person. This guy's crazy. I'm out. I'm going to put some distance between me and this one.
I'm going to ask you a question. And I know the answer. Have you ever tried to disengage with a crazy person?
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible.
I don't think so. I just get up and walk away. Leave the situation. Stop feeding the cat, and the cat stops coming around. Right?
I think you're making it sound like crazy people are rational and go, oh, that person doesn't want to engage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least in my experiences, anytime that I've had to deal with somebody like that, distance myself, and usually they go somewhere else, or they'll engage with somebody else. It's like passing the buck on to somebody else. Listen, they're not engaging with me. Sorry for you, but I'm out.
Yeah, usually I just go, hey, have you met Gimpy?
That works.
Let me introduce you to my friend.
Lindsay's over there.
Yeah. Growing up, I was always told that if you're in trouble and need help, yell fire. Someone will hear the words fire and then they'll call 911. But someone that hears help doesn't necessarily want to get involved. But if they hear fire, they'll call 911.
At Texas nowadays, there you go. You don't have to get involved to call 911. Another text says, look up the bystander effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're describing essentially is don't want to get involved.
Right. It's that Seinfeld episode where they watch that guy get mugged. Yeah. My husband grew up in New York. They were taught mind your business growing up. That's okay.
You're taught that here.
Yeah.
Right? You're taught, everybody's taught mind your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's just where do you mind your business? Am I meddling in your personal life, or trying to help somebody that might be in trouble? I think if you're trying to help somebody that might be in trouble, i.e. like this person that, is bleeding or whatever, that's not minding your own business. That's helping somebody,
If you see that they're bleeding.
Right, exactly.
If they're just mumbling.
Then maybe mind your own business.
I think about it when you're walking down the street and you see somebody yelling at the sky. And I'm not going to check and see if they're okay.
Right.
No, you already know that they're probably not mentally there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the statement Gimpy's making, which is probably on mark, is check on your fellow human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So even in the case that I'm giving of yelling at the sky, you should check on them.
Hey, is everything okay? And if they start,
that sounds such like a bad decision.
I know it's going to be a lot to take in, but I mean, if they start yelling gibberish at you, you just simply say, okay, and then slowly homer yourself into the bushes.
What are you going to do when they say no?
No? Okay, well, what can I do for you, man? Is there anything I can do for you?
And then they start talking about the molecular structure of cotton.
Okay, that's cool. Do you need some like food or some water, some help? And if they keep going off on the molecular structure
I
of
need a
cotton,
ride.
I need a ride.
Okay, well, I can't help you out there, but hey, you need some shelter. There's a bridge right over there. You can hang out on there.
No, can I stay at your place?
No.
Will you take me to get something to eat?
I don't think I will, Charlie.
So then why are you engaging if you're really not going to help?
Well, I mean, depends on what kind of help do you need.
Well, what's available? I'm just asking you.
Do you happen to have like a granola bar on you? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I'm hungry. Can I get some food? Yeah, man, here's a bag of chips I was going to eat later or something. Here's a half a bottle of water that's hot because I didn't finish it all.
So your help would even be limited.
Yeah, I'd say so.
If I have something on me, but I'm not going out of my way, this is the limit, and not you, Roy.
Yeah.
This is the limit of me going out of my way.
Yeah, but at least you did something.
Oof.
You did something, and I think something's better than nothing.
That's like moving a glass going, did my part.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You did something.
I wouldn't have moved it. Somebody would have came off eventually and knocked it off.
Right. But you did. You moved it, and that glass is safe.
Or you gave them a bag of chips that sent them into a spiral.
Oh, God. It's because of a bag of hot Cheetos. They started doing drugs and prostituting themselves.
Or they're diabetic and that.
Yeah, you sent them into shock.
Yes.
Right. I would like to think that if I hand this person a Snickers, they'd be like, no, sorry, I'm diabetic. I can't have that.
But they don't know that they're diabetic.
Well, now we both learned something.
Uh-huh.
So somebody texted in, what would the situation have to be in order for you to step in? I see somebody assaulting another individual.
Mm-hmm.
I might get involved.
Okay. Might be in the keyword there.
Yeah. I mean, my safety is the most important thing in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And am I by myself?
Right.
And my kids with me?
Mm-hmm.
If my kids are with me, we're moving along.
Mhm.
They don't need to be exposed to that. Somebody having a medical emergency, I'm getting involved whether my kids are with me or not.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I say at least the bare minimum. Call 911, a bare minimum. Whether they're being assaulted or medical or whatever the case is. Send some professionals in there to take care of the business. But at least you did something and you didn't just turn a blind eye.
Some people like feed off that wanting to help thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think of a situation I saw at the grocery store where a guy was having a heart attack or some medical situation. There were just too many people involved. And a lot of them were just standing around.
I could agree with
And then
that.
they get to go, well, I helped. No, you didn't.
Right.
You watched.
You didn't. Short of you doing some CPR action or you holding their hand and comforting them.
Right.
You are an observer.
Yeah. And I could agree with you on that because sometimes too many people will cause more harm than good. Then you just say, wow, that was a great, you'll never believe what happened at the grocery store today.
Text coming in. Look at what's going on with that guy in New York who got arrested. He felt that crazy person was a threat and tried to detain him and ended up killing him. Now the world is calling him a murderer and a racist. Society has created this lack of effort on civilians' part. It's not a civilian's job. That is a unique situation. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was not his job to detain him.
No, he should distance yourself.
I think society has created an idea where you think you are a law enforcement person.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about? Detain?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you to decide whether someone should be detained?
Right. And that goes back to my previous statement of distance yourself and get the professionals involved. Right. Especially with that particular case right there. The guy would have never died. The person that accidentally, because it was an accident, I don't think the guy did it on purpose. It wasn't malicious. The guy that accidentally killed the crazy guy would not be labeled as a racist and murderer, whatever. Distance yourself and get the professionals involved.
I know the guy said some things in that case, but I don't know that he brandished a weapon.
Right.
And the other guy who was arrested is the Marine.
Mm-hmm.
I would think if he felt comfortable doing a chokehold, I feel like he would be aware of the danger he brought to a situation.
That's true.
Yeah. And the guy that was speaking crazy things, did he physically put his hands on anyone?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I don't know, but I would think that you would know that what you're doing could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's 3 guys on top of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just excessive.
Again, that is a unique situation to what I'm giving an example of, where someone is injured.
Mm-hmm.
But I go on the idea of like, I don't want none of that smoke. Let's say you're there to help and the other person's doing a chokehold and they died. Now I'm involved.
Right. But I mean, you plead your case and be like, hey,
I still have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I still have to have my mug shot.
Yeah.
I still have to be labeled in association with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes maybe it would be best just to mind your own business, as they say.
Yeah. Talk out of it.
I don't think so, though. Just call 911.
Somebody texts in, so in the civilian vein, does that mean people like veterans are expected to intervene if we're close? Are there lines of varied expert? I don't think just because you're a veteran means you understand how to detain people.
Right.
Or your ability to decipher whether someone should be detained.
Right. They've got more training than
in law
you or
enforcement.
That I don't know.
No.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Maybe.
Right.
You might be.
And you're not a mind reader.
Mm-hmm.
The photographer for the division.
Right.
Who's a veteran.
Right.
That hardly makes you capable or trained to make a decision like that.
They call it basic training for a reason. Everybody, doesn't matter if you're a clerk or if you're an infantryman. Everybody goes to the same basic training.
Hold on, I want to see something.
Text says citizens arrest is still allowed under Oklahoma law for good or ill. Okay. I've never had a citizen's arrest anybody. Never really even thought about it.
Yeah, if you witnessed a violent crime,
Mm-hmm.
not because you suspect or think or are deciding what someone's telling you happened.
Oh, so far citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is this from the movies, TV shows? Citizen's arrest.
And-
Come
Right.
back here.
Yeah, and guys have this weird thing where like they've got to play Superman.
Well, yeah.
I have made a citizen's arrest.
So can you make a citizen's arrest, like say on a porch pirate?
Is it a violent crime?
What if they have a weapon?
How would you know?
You can see it on them. Or
How
if
else are
you're
they gonna
stealing
open the
packages from my
boxes?
porch and you
With a
have a
key.
weapon in your hand and I catch you doing it.
You can try. They're on your property. I think that's a
Yeah.
different scenario
Okay.
altogether.
Text says most military hand-to-hand training does cover things like that. In the Marines, every Marine is a rifleman, regardless of MOS.
Yeah, again, training for hand-to-hand combat
Mhm.
is not deciding whether someone should be detained or not.
Right.
That's so if I'm doing hand-to-hand, like we're in a foxhole, I guess, or the
Down in the
drum beats are
trenches.
going, we can get close enough
Right.
that you'll be able to handle yourself. I'm not
Right.
saying that Marines don't have or any type of military personnel doesn't have that special training,
Right. Right.
but that hardly equals you to be deciding whether someone should be detained.
Right.
Usually those people who learn hand-to-hand aren't learning to subdue a situation.
Hmm.
They're learning to do what?
Defend.
Mhm.
Whoop their ass.
Yeah,
Cease the threat.
Right.
exactly.
Which technically the Marine did.
Oh, he did all right.
Technically.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
The Big Mad Morning Show.
What does stress do?
Right.
Stress
binds you up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
Answer.
Would you rather, Gimpy,
Uh-huh.
pay taxes or have to collect poop, your family's poop?
Pay taxes.
Amen.
Pay taxes, man. I am
Lindsay?
not. Oh.
I think I'd rather collect poop and use it for fertilizer than pay taxes.
You say that the first day.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
You may even say that the second day. But when you're on, let's just say month 6 of collecting your family's excrement.
Oh, I think it's worse than that. The first day the first month, you're not going to meet the quota.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, we can't go too far into this, but things are different for everybody.
Yeah,
and
everybody's
people
movements are different.
Everybody has different kinds. So let's just say you've got a bad flu one week. Flu will put you down for 4 days.
Yeah.
And there ain't nothing solid about a flu.
Or how about this? You're on an antibiotic.
But you
Right.
can't use that, right? Like it would have to be
I
solid.
listen, I didn't go deep into this. Sorry.
Right.
I didn't go to the ins and outs of every household and how many people and what antibiotics you were on and what did that have to do with it.
Yeah.
To me, the headline is enough.
I'm assuming they just want the solid stuff. And I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, they
like
want a
Gimpy,
good turd.
You clean up after your ferrets. I clean the cat's litter box. I mean, it's not too much different.
It's completely different. One, you're trained by the animal. The other is
Right. We're trained by our parents to
Yeah.
do it in a receptacle.
Someone text in, put a colander over the toilet bowl.
dude.
I'm not
Problem solved.
pooping in the same thing that I strain my spaghetti noodles in.
Well, you buy two.
Yeah, but
one
you
for
got
your
a
noodles,
clean one,
for your
Lindsay. You
bathroom.
got a clean
Oh,
one.
God, and then
Sure.
you get them mixed up because, they're
You-
both silver.
One's plastic.
No, plastic absorbs smells.
Gross.
Use that one for your
Yeah,
pasta.
we're getting off. We're getting too far.
Gross. Come on, man.
220 pounds. 220 pounds.
A month. Or is that a year?
A year.
A year. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a
yeah,
lot.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of fertilizer.
I get a bag of salt, and it's like 40-pound bag, right, for the water softener,
Mhm.
and so like 5 of the. That's a lot. I get it out of the trunk of the car, and I'm like, but to do that with my own feces, family's feces, is a whole other ball of wax. Amen, right?
Yeah.
When you think about the things that people go through in other countries, I'm like, can you imagine if somebody ran for office and they were like, hey, we're going to put down the national debt by harvesting our own fees. Listen to the math. There's this many number of us. We can sell it at this much. We'll have this debt wiped out in no time and have a surplus. You'll be sent a bag.
Right, a government bag. That is not the best bag ever. It kind of leaks every now and again.
Y'all couldn't wear a mask.
For real. You want me to crap in a bag every day? Ship it off.
Think about that.
It's
We couldn't get everybody on the same page.
Hey,
with the mask.
Hey, did you crap in your bag today, sir?
Look at that beta crapping in a bag.
Oh my goodness gracious. No, there's other options, man. There's other options. There are plenty of animals on this planet that we could be harvesting. Hey, we do harvest their dookie for fertilizer.
Yeah.
Why do we got to use our own? Is ours as the human?
Yeah.
Is the human sample that much superior?
I can give you an actual reason why.
Why is that?
Box checked. We need more.
There's not enough crap in this world, which is crap in itself. There's more crap in this world than we need.
Yeah. Most people don't know this. There is a whole subgenre of studying the human feces.
Right.
And to the point where they do fecal transplants.
Right.
To make people healthy.
That was somebody's idea. That was like, guys, that was a meeting. That was a table, a long rectangular table, probably had lunch catered in. Okay. And I've got an idea.
Do the people that study fecal do lunch meetings? No.
Probably not.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
And that office gives a whole new meaning to brown bag lunch. Hey, it's brown bag lunch meeting.
It's brown bag every day.
Brown bag? To me, yeah. Whew. I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
Someone was like, Dad,
yes,
I
son.
don't want to study engineering anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, what were you thinking about getting into for the rest of your life?
I know that it is
very important.
I know that it is a family thing to be into engineering, but I've got to change it. I've got to chase my own dreams. I don't want your life.
I get that, son. I get it. I was an engineer. Your grandpa was an engineer. His dad and grandpa were engineers. I mean, it just seems to fit, but I'm curious, what do you want to do? Let me...
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. Lindsay, what'd you learn today?
I learned that after being frightened by the dark night of the Scarecrow, Gimpy found comfort at the YMCA. And even after 111 years, the Titanic is still drowning rich people.
Gimpy, what'd you learn today?
I learned that closure cancels rape. I also learned that there's nothing like the smell of mom's tuna helper to fill the air on a hot summer day.
I learned the idea of kidnapping, false arrest, false imprisonment are all reasons for me to not want to perform a citizen's arrest. And I'll also learn that Gimpy thinks eating those berries had no effect on him. It's Corbin saying, make sure that dishwasher's loaded right.
It's Lindsay. Stop tracking my cycle.
This is Gimpy, and I'm sorry.
Far too kind. Ready?
Do not bring it up at all if your husband or wife does poop research.
No.
Not a fun dinner
No, because that's where everybody
topic.
gathers.